Okay, okay, okay. Would you look at that? Would you look at that? Hold up. Robot mode. Going to the headphone mic since I'll be moving around. Yeah, you know. You know. I saw the countdown. Hello, beautiful people. Saw the countdown in the chat. SVC trying to catch me. Trying to catch me slipping here as if I wasn't going to be on time. I'm on time. Now, is everything set up in time? Do I got the cameras ready? Do I got all that kind of stuff ready on time? No, no, no. But that's fine. 1 minute late. No, I hit it at 10 p.m. It's not my fault if YouTube didn't catch up. I hit live at 10 p.m. We're gonna have to agree to disagree on that one, but I'll be honest. You get what you pay for. Okay? You can only expect so much from me. I'm a unpaid intern when it comes to the content right now. Okay. Now let me see real quickly. Let me just get a few things set up here. You know, I want to set up a little phone cam, just so we can have an alternate background while I set up the real camera. So excuse me while I do that. Let's see, where do I want to put the phone today? I kind of feel like getting weird with it, no freaky, than doing the mealworms. So sorry. Hold up. Hold up. Let me see if I can get it just right. Oh wait, my phone is like dying. I'm gonna plug my phone. Heck, heck. I just realized that I can just turn my phone like that. Yeah, this is totally gonna work. All right, how's everyone doing? How's it going? Um, what did I put on the freaking thing today? DOAs, I got that on there. Okay. I'm testing out the new camera filter. Got that on there. Oh, and also I fixed my Wi-Fi, so I'm back on the Wi-Fi right now. And I think that the stream seems like it's holding pretty strong, actually. So I gotta say, I'm pretty pleased. I'm pretty pleased about that. So I don't know which one I want to start with. I'm settling into things. I've been like exhausted all day. I'm still recovering from my trip, but I had to drag myself out of bed. Still got to do something today. All right. Now, just so you know, right now is the mealworms, and then you see that beetle. That's what the mealworms turn into, which I didn't know when I was starting to try and cultivate them, you could say. Yeah, I didn't really know that happened, so now I have some mealworms. But before we get into the DOA stuff, I guess let me actually start with some of the camera things because I actually just am very curious. So just need to grab a USB-C cord here. Uh, Give me 1 second. Just grab the USB-C. Let's get the camera on, and let's check out this filter because I think we did an absolute banger photography clinic the other day, with a mindset towards doing fish stuff, fish photography. Do they have a name, or are they just called mealworm beetles? I'll be honest, I can't believe you thought I would know the answer. But let me look that up in a second. I'll look that up for 1 second. Okay. Mealworm adult beetles name. Okay, mealworms are the larval form of the yellow mealworm beetle. The adult form of a mealworm is called a darkling beetle. Specifically, the two common species of mealworms that turn to darkling beetles are the yellow mealworms and dark mealworms. Fantastic. Darkling beetle. Yep. Doesn't sound evil. Does not sound disgusting at all. Perfect. I'm glad I've made this life decision to make more of these. So after our stream the other day, I ordered a little bit of a filter pack to continue our photography basics, and I guess this takes us into intermediate territory because we start talking about filters. So you got your camera, right? Camera. You got the lens, and the lens, it's a physical thing. Software can only do so much. Like the camera could be the best thing in the world. You look through a dirty piece of glass, like the photo's gonna look terrible. But there's other things you can do to the glass to kind of modify the appearance of your image or other things. And those are little filters. So I got this newer, which is kind of a budget brand a bit, but usually the stuff works all right, pack of 3 filters. And I think one is the circular polarizing filter, which I put in the title. One is a ND, and then I think one is just like a UV, which those aren't really too useful to have for my uses at least. And I'll show you what they look like. Okay, so the first one I open is the UV one. Well, it comes in a nice little pouch. Nice little pouch here, 3 filters. Okay. And this is, let's see which one this is. This is, and it has the names on them. So, all right, this is the newer MC-CPL. So that's the circular polarizing filter. And I'll get into how to use these, but first, gotta actually put it on. And these, you actually, if I got my threading right, did I get my freaking thing right? Yeah. So these have the side of your lens will have the size thread that you use, and you can screw the filters onto that. So let me get the camera feed up real quick. What's up? William said he's back. You were first, now you're last. You hate to see it. You absolutely hate to see it. Okay. Got the camera feed up. Okay. And where's my tripod? Let me get the tripod over here. Ah! I plugged in the short cord. Man, oh man. Got some breeding updates too to share. I gotta share that. It's not just how much of a failure I am. There's some positive updates. Okay. Let's point this at a tank. Let's see what the settings are. I don't know what's going on. Sad face. Okay, the shutter speed's at like 3 billion. Yeah, that would be a problem. That would definitely be a problem. Oh my gosh. I can't believe it. Okay. My my freaking thing is only letting me adjust the settings manually for some reason with the screen, but that's fine. Okay, so here we go. Let's focus this here and let's get into it. Okay, so circular polarizing filter. Oh my gosh. And William said, "Hey SVC, hope you're doing well besides the shipping misfortune." Oh yeah, and we'll talk about that for sure. Okay, so Here we are. I'm gonna get a little bit closer. And let me actually take the filter off real quick, just so we can see if it makes a difference at all. I should have gotten a filter wrench. I'm already regretting not doing that. Um, I might not even be able to take this thing off right now. I'm not gonna lie. I forgot to get a filter wrench. You might want that. Okay. So on the front of this filter, there's a little dial that you can turn, and you can see as I turn it, it's changing how the light comes in, and you can kind of find an angle that helps with the reflections. So you can see it looks like right here, that looks a lot nicer than what it was looking like when I turn it over here. Like all that lightness, you see how light it is. There's like no contrast. It's all blown out. We can turn it a little, and yeah, that improves it just a little bit. All right, let's try another one. Let's get a little closer, and let's move the lights a little bit. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Okay, so I'll move this light forward some. I'll move this clump of duckweed that I left on top while I was cleaning up, and let's change some settings here, make it a bit brighter. Okay. I'm in the middle of like redoing some light stuff, so that's why the light stuff is all over the place. Okay. I'm looking for like some real bad reflections, like yeah, right here. Okay, now I'm turning, and you can see I need to go to manual focus, so it stays in one place while we do this. But okay, right here. So the screen is just, look at that. It's all over the place. I don't think we're gonna get rid of that, but let's just see how turning the dial changes. Oh, hold up. So actually, by turning the filter some, I mean that's pretty significant. That's pretty significant. Look at that. So again, circular polarizer filter. It has a thing on the front you can turn. That kind of changes how light is entering the lens, the direction it's entering from, or something like that. And you can see it can really help with reflections. I mean, that's a bad one. And hey, what's up, couple of fish? And I would say that is, I mean, considering we're giving it a pretty bad image to start with, I'm pretty I'm pretty happy with that result. Okay, let's see. So we're on this moss. And we're just gonna turn, and yeah, look at that. It's able to add a little bit of contrast back. So this whole pack was like 24 bucks, pretty cheap, but I don't need to spend too much time on this. I just, with all the photo stuff we did the other day, I wanted to make sure I added. If you're doing this kind of thing, circular polarizing filter on the lens could help. You can see how it can give you the ability to work with some bad reflections and kind of add some detail back into things. That's actually nice. Can't believe I didn't have that this whole time. Let's look at this. Let's do an extreme scenario here where it's like overexposed anyway, but then we turn it, and even though it's overexposed, we can bring it to a place where we at least get something back. Which I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get this off because I screwed it on too tight. I didn't get a filter wrench. But the other thing, I'm not really gonna go over this, but we talked about the limitations of settings and stuff. What if we had our settings like that? This is exactly what the settings we wanted it to be, but it was still too bright. And We felt like, oh, there's nothing we can do. Like, it's too bright. But if I change the settings to darken it, like, it's going to ruin what I'm going for. That's where you get these ND filters. And these work to physically make less light come in. And that way you could have like a super low aperture and all your other settings the way you want it without changing it. And I'm just going to hold it in front of the lens so you can see. So you see that? So each ND has a different level. I would avoid the variable ones. Just they seem to be really hard to get good quality ones that don't add discoloration and stuff. But you have NDs and how different stops, so different numbers. So this one's ND4. It's not super heavy, but you can see when I put it over, that significantly lowers the amount. So you could see how that could give you more flexibility if you weren't able to achieve it with the settings. You wanted to keep the low aperture and all that kind of stuff. And there are situations you might be like, why don't you lower the ISO all the way to 100 to make it dark? Well, some cameras, the quality is actually worse at a lower ISO. Like some cameras have a base ISO where you want it to at minimum be that. So I think mine is 800. But also if you're outside and it's super bright, even at a very low ISO, if you want to do a wide aperture, you might have to turn your frame rate super high to get it dark, and that's going to make things look not necessarily the way you want them to. So, circular polarizing filter is now added to the camera. Folks, we did it. We're here in 2025. I've finally joined the rest of the people. Awesome. Looking to pick up anything specific. Oh yeah, SVC going to that local fish store. What are they hunting for? What are they hunting for? Okay. So let me set up the camera to be looking at something that isn't overexposed. Let's just do this nice little creeper angle of the shrimp where it's like we're watching them from outside, you know. Okay. Yeah, next time one day I'll have enough money to buy a Terra deck, I swear to God. Okay. So you can tell my energy levels. I'm dying, bro. I'm dying. I don't know what it is. I'm so tired all day. But I screwed the filter on. They can't tell me I didn't. So if you guys didn't know, it's a pretty bad heat wave right now. It's pretty bad. I mean, there's been a lot of bad heat waves, but it's not good. And you know, when you're shipping fish or having fish shipped to you, you want to keep an eye out for these kind of things because that is when there's the potential for dead fish to arrive. I mean, there's always that potential, but it seems like whenever it gets a little bit hotter, the potential increases significantly. Okay. So I've been trying to kind of collect any incidences as time goes on of, you know, DOAs and what they looked like when they arrived, because I think it's a good kind of data point for everyone that's interested in, you know, shipping fish or having fish shipped to them, and just see if we can learn about what could have gone wrong, you know, kind of troubleshoot. And I think a fish just jumped and hit the top of the lid because that was loud. All right. So we actually got one sent to us because I was hearing about a few this week. A couple friends I have that ship things said that they had like like 3 packages that were all DOA, and then I had some friends that received things that were all DOA. And the first one we're going to look at is, I think, was shipped with UPS. Here's the box. Here's the box. All right. And here's the inside of the box. And I would just say that on first glance, to me, this seems like impeccable shipping. I mean, you have a box, you look on the inside, pretty thick styrofoam, in my opinion. I mean, I'm not the most thorough shipper ever, like, or neat shipper. So whenever I see something like this, I'm like, yeah, this looks awesome. And then they even got the styrofoam filling on the inside, which I think is pretty cool. So probably that shake around factor keeps things more stable, but then I bet it probably does some insulation stuff too. And then we look at the fish themselves, and the fish were individually bagged, I think, or very low density bagged. I believe they're individually bagged. This was a dwarf cichlid, some younger dwarf cichlids. And the bags look nice. They're double bagged. What's up, Jesse? How's it going? And I mean, you put this all together. Let's just go ahead and do that. Yeah, this is the shipping setup. And I gotta be honest, I was surprised when they said that this was all DOAs. I just It's so crazy to me. So I mean, first impressions, like, Jesse, I saw you popped in. Like, when you look at this, do you see like any obvious thing where you're like, oh yeah, that I see how that could have been DOA? What questions do you ask? I just kind of want to do like a troubleshooting. And then here's a picture that kind of shows how much water to fish ratio there was. So I would say there's quite a bit of water to the fish. It's not like they skimped on that or anything. To me, I don't see anything that was. If this is a bad way to ship fish, then like I'm gonna give up on shipping fish already. So that it's I don't know what else you want from me. William, nothing specific. Just set my dad up with a tank. I'll see if they can catch my eye. Okay, Jesse said no, looks good. All right, so the only thing that we can look at next is how long was the package in transit. Okay, so let's take a look at that real quick. And I'm not going to show like any information of the person. I'm just going to show the times on the left. So, and I'll just say what the times are as I go. Temp. How warm was the temp when it was received? So it was received, and then it was sitting inside for I think 3 to 4 hours, and then the temp was recorded. So it was brought inside, but the person wasn't home themselves, and it was opened like 3 or 4 hours later, and the temp recorded then after being inside and air conditioning was 80 degrees Fahrenheit, I believe. So my that seems fine if it arrived at that temp, but since it was sitting inside for like 4 or 5 hours, you kind of think it was probably pretty hot when it got there. So I'm just looking at the time that it was shipped. And another thing, this was shipped within the same state. So it was shipped inside a state to another person in that state. So we see here at 1 p.m. on the 21st, that at the bottom is the start and the top is the end. Okay, so at 1:08 p.m. on the 21st, it was dropped off. Okay, it was there. At 9 p.m. we got an update that it's arrived at the same facility. At 10 p.m. it's departed. At 11 p.m. it's arrived at another facility within the same state. At 3 a.m. it's departed again from the facility. 5 a.m. it arrives at another facility. 6:57 a.m. it's processing at that UPS facility. 7 a.m. is loaded onto a delivery vehicle. 9 a.m. out for delivery. And then 1 p.m. About like 3.5 hours later, delivered. So not in transit for very long. on transit for very long, but how long was it? You said, oof, how long was it in transit? I can't see that shit. So it was in transit for 1 day. Uh, Actually, there's no like address in here, so I guess I can show like the facility things, and it doesn't really matter too much. Maybe I can just not show the delivery location. I think that's probably reasonable. But okay, just so you can visualize better. You said I can't see that shit. So in transit from 1 p. It was in transit for almost exactly 24 hours, basically. Trying to show. Okay, so here we go. So just so it's easier to visualize, these are the facilities. So it starts off in Maryland, in Aberdeen, 1 day. It leaves from Aberdeen to Laurel, goes from Laurel to Salisbury, processes at Salisbury, then is on a vehicle, and then 2 hours on the delivery vehicle, about 2.5-ish hours. It's out for delivery, and then sorry, 3.5-ish hours. So it leaves out at 10 a.m. and then at 1:38 p.m. it's delivered. So I mean that's kind of wild to me. Someone said that they thought that the UPS trucks didn't have like temperature regulation or something, and I'm kind of wondering if there's anything to that. Like, does USPS just have an advantage where they have more uniform truck situation with air conditioning, something like that? Damn, but if the temps for 84 hours after being inside, the temp was the issue, got too hot during transit. Yeah, so I mean, I guess SVC said I heard there's no AC on UPS trucks too. Yeah, so I guess the only thing you could have done was do a heat pack, but like at the same time, I I don't know that I would expect the package to be able to get that hot. Like looking at this like travel path, I would never think the package is gonna get, over 100 degrees. Um, like, are you driving around in an oven? So a cool pack, not a heat pack. Yeah, that's what that's what I meant. A pack for the heat. That's what my brain was thinking. You need a pack for the heat, which is a cool pack, not a heat pack. Yeah, I guess that's what you could have done. But I guess my thing is how could you have known that it would have been an issue? The temperature that wouldn't have been covered by it being packed the way it was. Because I just think it's okay, even if the UPS trucks, okay, they don't have like heat, man, like that's crazy that they like why would I ever want to ship UPS then for live stuff if that's the case? 'Cause I mean, cool packs are nice, but then now you're in the game of calculating how long you need the cool pack to last, and maybe something goes wrong and it doesn't last long enough, and now the cool pack doesn't work anyway. So I'm just UPS seems kind of like a bit of a liability at that point, right? I just can't believe it, man. I really can't believe it. Okay, so that's one that's one bad situation. Anyone in the chat ordered any fish this week? UPS? Uh, don't ship if the temp's gonna be close to 90 or above. Okay, so let's see. Does that mean you just don't ship throughout a lot of the summer? Cause it's been 90 and above quite a bit. It's been 90 and above quite a bit. Tuna Loon said, "Did it sit in direct sun when it was delivered? I put in the direct sun, seen for an hour and a half, and the temp was 84. Everything made it through." No, it was not sitting. It was brought in when it was delivered, so it wasn't sitting outside. But it does seem like a cool pack is really the only thing, or like Jesse said, like just don't ship if it's above 90 or whatever. But that's pretty limiting. That is pretty limiting. You might be waiting for weeks. A lot of people stop shipping midsummer because heat, especially when we in a heat wave. Well, yeah, there is a heat wave this week for sure. Although this was the 21st, so I don't know what day of the week the heat wave officially started waving, you know. But just a little bit of I wanna do this regularly when there's a DOA. I mean, I do that for my own DOAs, but if you guys get DOAs, I'd love to look at stuff like this. Hey, you can see I've been kind of filming them a lot on stream because they're just one of the easier things for me to grab. But you can see the yellow shrimp colonies going strong. Oh, look at that. So I'm moving the filter, kind of get my contrast. This is cool. I'm just kind of spinning it in circles, just seeing what it does. That really does help. Oh, and a box of Vienna guppies. Oh, nice. Nice, nice, nice. Why's my sister texting me? Picture of the box stuff is still up. There we go. Didn't hit transition. Oh my gosh. All right. I want to look at a few things. I want to look at a few things with the camera. That's what I feel like doing. The Brachytopus eggs, all the ones we picked the last few streams, they've been developing up pretty nice. So I definitely want to take a look at those during the stream. We'll do that for sure. What else? I'm trying to, yeah. We'll just test out the circular polarizing filter and just kind of talk it out. So I need to do that anyway. Look at that. Man, I could really just watch this stuff all day. Okay, I'm going out of studio mode. This is risky. I'm changing stuff live, but I want to be able to look at all the little shrimp. So I've been feeding a lot of powdered foods in here. So I think that's why they're all digging frantically at seemingly nothing. And I've been feeding them my powdered, my custom powdered blend. 186, say hello, fellow Canon user. Hey, what's up, man? You told me what camera you use again? I forget. You told me. You'll have to tell me if my camera stream was helpful at all. I think I did all right. I just copped the polarizing filter it's on for this stream. I'm testing it out, and definitely I should have had it this whole time. Because look at how much contrast it can add back in by getting rid of some of those reflections. That's nice. But yeah, I've been adding a lot of powdered food. Oh, you got the R5. Yeah, and the 1DX. You're kitted out, man. Yo, this I, I wanna sell my soul so I can afford a R5 Mark II just so I can have a full size HDMI because it's making doing the streaming stuff so annoying. Like it's making it so annoying. But yeah, doing a lot of powdered food. I think it really works well with the shrimp. It works well with the isopods. I actually got rid of all the snails in this tank, which I think has improved production in here, but I just added snails back in because I want to actually work on my blue ram's horns because that's something I like. I like the blue ram's horns, and I know other people like them too. And I'd like all my snails one day, all my pet snails to just be the blue ram's horns. That'd be my goal. Because then I feel like they're not totally like I like them. Okay, so let's see what I can do with this filter here. We got a really bad reflection situation, but we can lower it some. Let me change the focus. And you can see my Daphnia colonies doing well in this tank that I've been feeding the powder shooting. These are some fry that I need to move, actually, because... Oh, we'll do that this stream. Let's do that this stream. So, rice fish eggs, I don't know if you remember those from a while ago. Those have been hatching out while I was gone. I want to move them to this tank, a bigger tank. Um, Nick, what's up? Are your blues staying true? Because my reds are throwing all sorts of crazy stuff calling into the pain in the ass. You know what? I wish I remembered what strain of blues mine are, but I feel like the culling I have to do with them the most is like the stripy ones, like sometimes some really looking stuff, or some sometimes the red stuff like Futu's been working on locking in, but they haven't been that bad. I mean, I and my reds right now aren't that bad, but I have had them for a while. But I would say the reds do. I feel like I get a mix of blues and reds in both of the like. I forget which one. Is it the blues that throw reds? Like I think blues come from red neos, if I remember correctly. So I don't know. Some weird stuff shows up. Sunny G, howdy in my tanks, nice Daphnia. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And Sunny saying hi to everyone. What's up? What's up? And you got a beautiful profile picture. I love it. Now I gotta put a killifish on the screen just because of that. I should plug in some of my new lights and not even place them properly just for the benefit of better lighting for the stream. But let's do some egg stuff. Let's do some egg stuff. And Aaron, I'm gonna hop in the fish room hangout. If you happen to pick any eggs, I'll be in there. Sheesh. Sheesh. Or live on YouTube, I guess. Yeah. All right. So I want to do some actual productive stuff in here because I need to. Oh, the status. Status. So we're getting that distortion I've been talking about, like when you try and film at too much of an angle through the glass, in the lower quality glass, you get that distortion. Also, this is still scaled up because that is not going to help. But yeah, I want to, on the stream, productive stuff. Let me think. Well, I definitely need to move, I want to move the rice fish fry into this bigger tank. And I thought that maybe I would have to move out this Percatopus, and I think there's a Gabuin's fry in there, but honestly, all that thinking is making me think I should move him into a different tank. And that tank, I think, should be over here, because this tank only has the neon red Pseudomagil luminatus, whatever. Honestly, it's like sometimes I'm like, common names are kind of nice, and other times I'm like, I don't even remember what I'm trying to say. So like Pseudomagil luminatus is really just simpler for me. Okay. So you can see I'm having an issue where I can only get so much in focus because my aperture is so low. So I'm going to make it higher, and then I'm going to stick with this kind of darker look for now. And let's see, we move the polarizing filter some. Can we get anything? I mean, this one isn't too bad. Oh, this tank has had some great shrimp success. Speaking of culling, I put only my like favorite. I think I kind of messed up, so I might have to pull this after all. But I put mostly just my favorite dark blue shrimp in here from the main colony, and I think I'll be back to having a lot of shrimp again after some misfortune. But you can see so far looking relatively promising as we go through here. And now I regret making it that dark, so I have to turn it down. Oh, look, see those reflections? Let's see, can we get rid of some of them? What about that big one? Okay, that big one's kind of staying, but we can improve it a little. But I just put some powdered food in here. Got a little bit of a snail problem. There's one of the two whip-tail catfish I put in there because I'm trying to look at them closer. Trying to see if I can sex them. There's a blue shrimp. There's a blue shrimp on the leaf. Let's see. There's more. There's more baby shrimp. Hold up. It's like playing Where's Waldo. But I've been seeing a lot in here. And my point is, I think this would be a good tank to add the rice fish fry to. That's my whole point of bringing this up. But I kind of like this shot of the blue shrimp on the leaf. That's kind of pretty. That would be a good photo. That would be a good photo. If I got a little closer. But guess what? We have photographic moments like this all the time. We just throw it away. Ah, it's not impressive to us. Spoiled. So okay, let's go and get these rice fish fry. Let's do it. I think they might be small enough. I'm I'm considering just turkey bastering them out. I think they might be small enough to just do that. Not gonna lie. I meant to get my favorite turkey baster, but I think they might be small enough. Yo, what's up, Empire Dirt? Yo, that I saw some sick merch being showed off on the stream with the Jody P and Bougie earlier. I saw some sick merch. Jeff making merch moves. Watch out, watch out. Quit playing with him. Quit playing with him. Give me a moment while I find the turkey baster that I want to use for this. I'm actually going to rinse it out real quick because I was using it for blackworms. That's kind of disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. But, you know, it's the right thing to do. Before we abduct these fry, at least give them a clean environment to be confused in. Ugh. Okay, got that all cleaned up. Let's move our little camera angle here. Let's put it over to where I'm gonna be at in the corner of despair. Hold up. This is my current one of my current egg incubation locations. Would you look at that? Let's see what the polarizer does when we mess around with it here. I mean, there's not much you can do about that backlight, but I'm just curious if we even notice. So you can kind of notice some stuff on the edges if you look at the black on the enclosure that's sitting on. And yes, I do have it sitting on top of the mealworms. I do. Okay. I need some pseudomagills in my life. I agree, they're pretty. It's definitely one of those fish where I'm like, I only have a pair right now besides my fry, and it kind of feels like you. I'm not gonna fully be able to appreciate them until I have like a bunch, you know. So I'm actually gonna turn off. Nah, I can leave this one on. What's up, SC? Just use a straw. What? At one time, I did get a purplish shrimp mixing the blue and red, but didn't pursue the line. Yes, the elusive purple shrimp. I keep hearing that there's purple shrimp out there, but I'm just not gonna believe it until I see it with my own eyes. With my own eyes. Okay, Ada the cat is here. Those tanks are great for growing fry and killie breeding. Indeed. So my egg incubation program has been going well. In this we have Daphnia. We have a bunch of isopods, and the isopods have been doing a good job of taking care of the eggs, eating the fungus and stuff off of them, uh, and just generally making sure they hatch. So I've been kind of happy about that working out. It's not the first time I've used the isopods that way. I feel like they're a key in my initial unrepeated Galaris success. But okay, guys, and I really need you to not mess with me right now. Okay, yo, what's up? What's up? The Fish Under the Stairs was a great movie. That's a movie, bro. I always knew my life was a movie. Okay, I got a few fry. Got a few. We just need to get a few more. I feel like there's at least 10 in here. At least 10. There's a small chance that there's some Gardener Eye Gold fry in here, but I I did say I lost my breeder male, but some of my eggs did hatch in some other tank, so I'm hoping at least one of them's the male. But if not, I, there's a guy in Aquabid that I originally got them from, and he's like constantly got them listed. Constantly. Them and the P82s. Ooh, I'll have to show you guys this, but you can clearly see one of these fry is definitely different than the others. And I don't think it's a platypus by how it's swimming. So I think it might be one of Putu's black rice fish. Yeah. Let's see how many more fry. I think I've gotten the majority of them. Where's all my eggs in here? The eggs, like, they get kicked around so much. Okay, there's one. It can be hard to find them later. Ooh, I think. Yep, yep. One more fry. I know my big head's blocking the way. Ugh. Okay, I'll show you guys the fry in 1 second. Then we'll put them in their new home. But they're fine in here. Ada, you're not the star of the show this time, okay? Don't headbutt my head while I got the fry in the baster. This is the time where typically me and Ada are hanging out. She's sitting on my lap while I'm laying down. So she's like, "What's up, man?" She never shows any interest in the whole fish area unless I'm supposed to be paying attention to her, and I'm not. That's the only time. Congrats on the 2 week vacation, Jeff. Hey, 2 week vacation. That's nice. That's a good time. That's a very good time. All right, I got more fry in here than I expected, so I'm just gonna look one more time. I'm gonna look one more time. I'm actually kind of happy that there's more fry than I expected, but at the same time, I don't really have a good camera angle. So the action is you're just gonna have to bear with me. And I'm mad that all these baby snails escaped. They must have gotten in on eggs. So I'm gonna have to do a round of crushing baby snails in here. Oh my gosh, I thought I just got the last fry and there's another one. Let's go. That one might be a procatopus. I was wondering why I wasn't seeing the procatopus eggs. Now it might be because some of them have been hatching. And the fry, they have full bellies. There's a lot of stuff in here. The Daphnia babies. There's a lot of sea shrimp I'm seeing in here. So, and I still see a few eggs in there, but it does look like a lot of eggs have been hatching. So I need to get back to collecting more eggs, man. We're gonna have to pick some eggs. Although when I show you the main Procatopus egg incubator tank, I think you'll all be happy. I'm hoping a lot of those actually hatch because I feel like I haven't fulfilled my duties of making a bunch of Procatopus all at once. I've just been like raising up a couple here and there, and then I did have a big group all at once, but I tried putting them with the adults too soon, and I got a bunch of them eaten. So you live, you learn, or you live and the fish don't live, and you learn, but the fish learn nothing because they're dead. Well, Wisconsin Fish Fam Cookout is right in the middle of the vacation. Yo, that sounds like so much fun. I would love to go to that. All right, so you can see the full path right below the fry is an abomination of fish keeping. And then we're just going to park right here for a second. Okay. Just for a second. I'm going to point the camera straight down and we'll get some light. If you got some Procatopus under an inch, I'll take a bit more. I definitely got Procatopus under an inch. You're getting greedy, man. What happened to your Procatopus? Why don't you let me know what happened to the Procatopus? You happen to have put them in a coal tank, would you? No. No, that wouldn't make any sense. No, you would have treated them like trash. I can join the Discord voice, but I'll be in and out, so don't change anything for me. Yeah, I don't gotta change anything for you. That's all good. I should be in there, I think. Yeah, I'm in there. And I'll hear you. Alright, let me get the light up real quick. Yo, isn't this nice? I got the Wi-Fi working. Like, this is great. Okay. This looks so depressing right now because of how the lighting is. Okay, so check that out. So you can see some pretty big differences even from this angle with the fry. And again, I'm going to mess with the polarizing filter just to see if I can detect any differences. Not as much going on here, that's easy to detect. But check it out. So they're all hatching around the same time, and you can see some clearly don't look the same as the rest. Now, I do have hope that some of Putu's black rice fish could be in here, but now that I'm looking at it with you all from above, it's obvious to me that those big black ones are most likely Procatopus, just because look how much bigger they are. And the Procatopus fry, they hatch out pretty big. So this is like, couple days swimming type situation. Not only do they hatch out big, you can look at how they're swimming. The Procatopus, their tails really go like, you know what I mean? Really go back and forth. I feel like it's pretty distinct. Where the rice fish fry, they're kind of just cruising, darting back and forth. The Procatopus, to me, their swimming pattern stands out. So That is just a little bit of a look, man. A little bit of a look at the goings on of the fry. Let's see. Can we count? Can I count from your angle? I'll do my count looking at what you're seeing and you do your count, okay? Let me make myself smaller. Here we go. First person to put something in there wins. Okay, so I see 3 for Catapus and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Let's say 13 rice fish. That's my count. Okay, I'll give you 20 seconds. I'm gonna do another count. Okay, 3 for Catapus. I'm solid on that. I'm definitely solid on that. Um, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, I still think I'm getting 13 rice fish. It's kind of hard to tell because some of them you can barely even see on here, so I'm basically guessing at what looks like movements of the wind and the water. That's my final count. You put your count in there. Let's get the fry watching practice going. This could save your life one day. This could be an essential skill. You'll thank me. You'll thank me for making you stare at fry. I saved your life. All right, now we're gonna move them to their new home, and the camera's gonna turn to its new point. And actually, the battery's dying, so we're gonna do a battery switch because I haven't set up my big battery pack again yet because my life is discombobulated. Just trying to get back in the trip, get back into work, deal with my life problems. It's just all just too much. It's too much. Too much. Okay. I guess I should just go ahead and get close up again, but not too close up to where I can't get anything done. There we go. Just enough where we can kind of see what's going on. Let's make it a little bit brighter. Okay. And then let's see if we can get rid of that reflection with the filter. Look at that. I can show a good amount of it. So I'm just going to come over here with these fry. Choose your own troll. Congrats on the fry. Can't wait to see which one survives your care. 2, those fry are braver than the troops born into that take heroes. Okay, trolling finished. The first one is pretty funny, and I can't even argue. Can't even argue. Fair. Totally fair. Is the chat showing up on the screen? Yeah, I think it is. Okay. I'm just gonna adjust the camera some, and then I'm literally just gonna pour the fry in because that's what I would normally do. And listen, I'm gonna do my best to not do any performative fish care stuff with you guys, okay? I'm not pretending like I'm the best at this ever, but I'm gonna do an official count here real quick. So yeah, I would say 3 per catapus, and I'm seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, I think I actually got it right. There could be 14. I love messing with you. I don't think other fish tubers would appreciate my awesome trolling skills. Have you ever watched KG Tropical's live streams? I don't know. Maybe he'd love it. Seems like a guy with a good sense of humor. Okay. Poured that in there. And then where's my turkey baster? Because there's always one that doesn't want to get with the program. And by program, I mean leaving this world. And by leaving this world, I mean the tank that they're in. Because when you say it like that, people think you're talking about slaughtering some fry. That's not what I'm talking about. I don't know why people always say that to me. That's not what I'm talking about. Like, why would you even say that to me? I thought we were friends. Bob Stentford Wood. There's all sorts of people being volunteered up, like on their behalf right now. People are like, "Oh, you want to like troll someone?" Like, let me tell you, I know the right person for you to troll. Let me tell you, go harass this guy. They'd love it. I promise. Bob and I are expert trolls. I love Steen fonts. Okay, that was a good little productive thing to do. Let's move the camera close, see if we can see any of the fry that have been added. And hopefully I was right in calculating the size of the pseudomagills and their mouths and that they wouldn't be able to eat these fry. But how else am I going to find out? Okay, well, there's one. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to crank the aperture just so we can have a bunch in focus. So it's going to be kind of grainy. So I'm turning the ISO up quite a bit. Or I could get better lights on it. Yeah, let's do that. Let me plug in some lights. But we need to do the next productive thing anyway. But oh, I want to feed them some vinegar eels, even though I feel like a lot of them look like they have food in their stomach. But I haven't fed the new fry that much recently, so. Oh yeah, okay, this is starting to look like a much more lively tank post the addition of these new fry. Look at that. I mean, they're small. Yeah, I don't think that these pseudomagills can eat the rice fish fry. I will say though, I'll have to watch to make sure they don't grow too much faster than the other ones, but their mouths should still be pretty small. Yeah, what's up, Barbara? Ada, I swear to God, I know she's mad that I'm streaming. That's the problem. See? You see that subtle tail wipe, that drive by? That's her saying, "Hello, what's the big idea here? Ada, you want to be on stream?" I know. I know. What a silly cat. All right, let me get these lights because I got a bunch of these small Barina lights that I think they'll be easier to mount underneath some of the cabinets, and they seem promising so far. I'll just plug them in just for the purposes of the stream. And being brighter, I'm not necessarily going to use them over here, but why not? Have a little light. Whoop, just a little light. I keep getting confused when people say JOMF for a second. Like, my brain's still learning to accept the meaning of that. So yeah, I got these little 5-watt lights. They're pretty bright to me. I feel pretty good about them. I think they're going to be great. I think they're going to be pretty great. Let's add them to the mix here. Okay. The cord does not quite reach from over there, so I'm going to have to make a slight adjustment. There we go. That should reach a bit more. And we got a bit more light. Ugh, they look really healthy. Which ones look healthy? Just one more. Jesse said you'll see all my lightings, Barina. Yeah, that's kind of how I'm trying to phase out all my aquarium lights slowly. Barina supremacy for sure. Okay. Dirty glass. ISO is super high, so let's turn that down some. Let's turn that down here, and then let's turn this down. There we go. Now we're cooking. Now we're cooking with grease, as they say, I believe. The plants look great, and the dim dots look like something. I've reignited an old liking with Anacris. Well, I hope you enjoyed having open water in your tank, because you won't for long. I, I did, look, I feel like, okay, I feel like if I had a tub, if you wanted to fill a tub with like a practically worthless plant, but maybe provide a lot of cover quickly, and that's what it's good for, like quickly starting a tank like an Acris. But man, that stuff just grows too fast, man. It just grows too fast, way too fast. I just don't know how to deal with it. Um, I'm feeding out some of the vinegar eels that are being cultured like microworms. My colony isn't super big yet. I'm gonna transfer them to a bigger container, but it is much nicer doing it like this as opposed to, in vinegar. Much easier to collect, and a great example of just, every now and then there's a slightly better way to do things that does pop up, and I'm gonna be the first to hop on that bandwagon. Let me tell you. Let me tell you. Okay, now I've added more light. Turning up the aperture again. I'm at like 5,000 ISO. Aperture's at f8. And the only reason I'm gonna be saying this kind of stuff on stream for a bit is I'm legitimately just trying to reinforce the information I tried to force upon you all the last stream. I'm not gonna do it forever, so don't worry if it gets annoying. But it'll just provide some context. So, okay, you're on a phone, smaller screen. We're gonna get closer. We're gonna get closer for you. Maybe you'll be able to see it a bit better. Jeff said, I like my Anacris. I mean, it's not about the look. It looks great. I do like it. Just in my tanks, no pun intended. In my tanks, it grows faster than I can manage. Barbara, I'm too old. My eyes are tired. I need the big screen. I mean, I feel you. So here we're going to try and actually see some fry eat microworms. Sorry, vinegar eels. Live. Come on. I'm giving people the blueprint to do this technologically. I'm just waiting for you all to join me. But come on. This is cool. This is some real fish nerd shit. Don't get distracted by the shrimp. No, we're focusing on trying to focus on these fry. Pootu Bird said some fry. That's right. We got the Pootu. Yo, you need to make a YouTube account with freaking Captain by Moonlight or whatever, because I like calling you Captain. I like calling you Captain. Ooh, 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 this is cool. Oh, oh, that if I was recording this, I almost got some cool shots here. I need to hook up the nucleus, man. I can't do this hand focusing stuff. Yes, some of them are rice fish. Like this one is a rice fish. Thanks, I just turned on the TV. I didn't even think of it. Usually watching the fish room. I'm in the house now. I can use more technology. Wow, you turn on the TV just as we get closer for you. Okay, I'm gonna leave it in one place and just go side to side. Okay, we're gonna park it at the shrimp. I'm sorry. This is too good of a shot here. This is too cute. That's why I like the Brazilian pennywort though, because it really does lend itself to photos and things like this. I mean, look at this goddamn shrimp. I love it. And I know we're supposed to be doing other things on the stream. Oh, let me move the polarizing filter around as we're up close. See what moves. It's mostly in the shadows. I'm seeing a difference. Nah. Okay. I'll stop messing with it. Ooh, that fry looked a little bit different. That one could have been a black rice fish. Pooja said, "Hi everyone, eating dinner over here. Opened YouTube and saw Tank streaming." That's right. That's me, Tanks baby. A lot of people have been saying like it's so funny, like you see this all the time when you watch like YouTubers as an audience member, but you always see people be like, "Oh, I never get the notifications or whatever." But it's like now it's happening to me. I got people telling me like, "Yeah, I never get your notifications when you go live," and I'm just like, "Oh my gosh, this is so terrible. Like YouTube has to change." Now it's happening to me. This is kind of funny. My camera's on a tripod, but still a little shaky because I have a loose screw somewhere on my plate, just so you know. Jesse said I don't get your notifications. You gotta turn on the super notifications. Oh, I need to figure out how to get notifications in the In My Tanks Discord. Oh, also, Aaron, if you're still around, look at this Notho female. Have you seen this? She's got like a red like stripe on her caudal fin, like on the edge. It's kind of interesting. 1 second. That's her. You see that on the caudal? When I first saw it a long time ago, I was like, man, is that like an injury or something? But no, it's been there for a while. I think it's just part of the coloration. I thought it was kind of different, kind of interesting. It's a little bit of a red stripe. I'm new to Nothos, so I just don't even know anything. All right, back to Fry Watch. Also, I keep forgetting that I scaled this video up, and that's why it looks weird. So let me bring it back, and then we got to get into our next task. Got to get into our next task here. We can't stay on the same fry for ooh, killifish. Killifish looking good. I'm distracted. Killifish looking good. Never seen or looked at that. I know some females do a slightly different coloration. Never selected for it before. Okay. Yeah, it's one of the ones from the eggs you gave me a while ago that actually did end up making it. So it's one of my older Notho females. I just put some eggs in a bag. I collected all. I didn't try and count it like you said. I just put the fiber that was in that cup in a bag, and I guess what is 3 weeks? Hopefully it's not too wet. I need to find that. Yeah. I'm watching and keeping an eye on my dinner, chicken and rice. Sounds like a good dinner to me. I'm always making chicken and anything. That's kind of my go-to cook for myself meal. But ever since I just added all these rice fish fry in here, this tank is looking popping. 3 months too wet can be a problem. Okay. What kind of problem? I did squeeze it out, but I just wasn't sure if the cocoa fiber is kind of hard to gauge the moisture. I did leave the bag like a little bit open though because of that. I'm quickly becoming a blue Colaris and volcano killifish specialist. That's awesome. I need the blue Colaris from the low location. That's my dream to redeem myself. That's my dream. And I'm waiting on Aaron to revive Frank Cowherd's dwarf red Colaris line. I don't know who got all. Someone must have got all those. He had a ton of them. The rice fish fry look great. How are the black rice fish doing? Black rice fish are doing good. I need to get some mops in the tank they're in, and I'm probably moving them to a more. They're in like a transitory tank right now. Um, I just want Galaris. Fry always so cute. I have. Oh, you do have low and Niger Delta. Oh my gosh, bro. Send me your account number. I'll wire over the funds. Let me know when you have some low going. That's something I want to breed them very badly. I had a pair and I collected eggs, but they were never fertile. And I had classic. I lost them. I wasn't paying enough attention. Making sure I had fry and I lost them. Tanks, are they laying eggs? I did collect some eggs from them, so they have laid some eggs. In fact, Joe at Joe's Fish Shed has a bunch of availability right now, but no low. If not, feed them Daphnia and Wormies. Yes, yes, the Wormies and Daphnia are being dispensed. I need to get my Daphnia numbers back up again because that that declined. Let's just say that the Daphnia numbers declined recently. Um, it's a very unfortunate situation, but we're working on bringing them back a little bit here. Let's move on to. I want to pick the Brachytopus eggs, but before I do that, I want to show you guys some of the where the Brachytopus eggs that we have picked in the past are and what they're looking like because I like a little bit of continuity. Magna definitely more temperamental in Feast or Famine, yeah. And the Moinia are gone. They're gone. You want to know what happened to them? Okay. So I was rushing because I had a very tight time window to get everything together. And this tank on the left, I put the Moinia in because I was like, I could dump green water to this tank. There's nothing in it. I've used it for fry and eggs at some point. The Fundulopanchex Phalax may as well be a Galar, so I just fried the whole room by accident turning on a reptile. Damn, that sucks. The Phalax does look like Galars. Yo, if you're a killifish person and you like are willing to do or want to do like an egg trade or just sell me, let me know. I'm a killifish degenerate, so although I'm trying to lock in on the number I have and just maintain the species I have now. Sorry, there's a bunch of fry collecting that I wanted to show. Can you tell which ones are which? There's three species there. There's Fracatopus, Pseudomygoluminatus, and then ricefish fry. Now I feel like the Pseudomygills are the easiest ones because they got blue eyes already, a lot of them. Procatopus, you can see it's that top left. That's a Procatopus fry. You can just tell from the size now it's swimming. They got the super long tails wagging side to side. So that's Procatopus fry right there. That's Pseudomygill. You can see the blue eyes on those. And then these ones at the very top, they're just kind of chilling and darting. Those are rice fish. Obsessed with pseudomygills right now, so cool. Let me get one of the fry in focus for you. So you can see their blue eyes come in very early. So these are all pseudomygill fry down here. Next time you order something, I throw ammonia in. Okay. Oh, but I was gonna show you what happened to them because I just feel like it's more dramatic to emphasize how big of a mistake I made. So I was rushing and I was like, okay, this is an empty tank. There's nothing in it, right? I put the ammonia in this tank. Now you might see that there happens to be, for my standards, a pretty large. Whoa, you're getting new bloodlines of Galaris? Oh my God, bro. Okay. Stop talking to me about fish I can't have, okay? I'm very jealous. That's amazing. That's actually incredible. So you can see that from yeah, sorry. My blood is boiling with envy at Christopher's killifish collection. So you'll notice that for my standards, these are some pretty large fish. Nick, I'll make sure you get some. Oh, you don't have to do that, man. But if you do add me to the new bloodline list, like that, I will set up an entire giant tank dedicated to them and make sure that I succeed because that would be absolutely incredible. I can't like. Do you know how historic it would be to actually get some new Galaris bloodlines with location data in here? I'm like nerding out, right? But like, bro, there's like some lines that's been like the same thing for like 100 years practically. Like a bit of exaggeration, but like that's just really cool. Also, these guys, they have some fun behaviors. Like they're fun to watch. I kind of I'm gonna separate them soon, as in like maybe today, because I'm seeing the females looking a little bit tired. So I'm gonna move this guy. But let me end my story. And the point was that the Monya was actually in here first. I'd forgotten I put the Monya in here, and I was floating bags, adding fish, and I floated these fish in a tank next to this tank, but then I dumped them into this tank. So the Monya are now, in fact, deceased. And I think you can figure out how. Okay. I'll send you some videos that the exporter collecting sent me. Wild Galaris, the one with fertilization problems. I'm really excited. Yeah, that's the big thing. Wild Galaris, the low location point is big for me just because it has my favorite coloration. But yeah, new Galaris with less fertility issues. Like, I mean, bro, people are getting so desperate. I'm like shocked to see like real killifish people like starting to hybridize the Galaris left and right. And like, I have to imagine it's desperation to just work with a strain that doesn't have the fertility issues. And I guess there's really nothing wrong with it. It's just like it's just kind of crazy to see since killifish people are usually so against crossing collection points. But now you got all these named strains and crosses. And honestly, so far I haven't really been too impressed by any of them look wise. Like so they haven't really inspired me. But I kind of get it. All right. The new company logo is going to have the low locality colors from all my photos. Oh, you're killing me, man. That's so cool. That I think that's my favorite. I think that's my favorite fish. It's definitely in my top three. But like, if I think about the fish I lust after the most regularly, no freaky, it's gonna be that fish. I just think it's one of the best looking fish I've ever laid eyes on, and that's where my glaze ends. But let's look at these. We're getting some rare, good macro shots happening right now for me. Look at this isopod cleaning himself who just barged in on this whole scene. They're so cute, man. Look at this guy. Low or warrior? The low. I do like them both. The warrior I had issues with for some reason. I got them from Jacqueline on Aquavid, and they would never do well for me. The dwarf reds are the main ones I ever had any success with. Okay, I'm getting distracted watching this isopod. But this is another egg incubation tank. There's no air in it right now because um, I took it out just so it'd be easier to see. 1 second. So this was a 1 gallon cube I was using for terrestrial isopods, but I switched it to being an egg incubation tank. And you can actually, this is where all the eggs that we picked on stream have been going. They're accompanied by Saswashertane and isopods. Black Planet said, I think some people's water might not, might just be too different. I've got fish from Jackie and they didn't do well for me either, unfortunately. Most worry have bad fertility. My line came from Jacqueline, shellfish curl, and have some really good eggs. Yeah, I think the water thing could be part of it. I don't know exactly what it is. What's up, Johnny Best? Um, And I had the low for a while. The fertility was bad, but I wasn't really collecting eggs regularly because I kind of had them during the period I was really having to. I moved the whole room from upstairs to downstairs, so it was kind of like terrible timing. So it's one of those situations where I probably could have had success with them if I focused, but just like I wasn't paying enough attention to battle the collect enough eggs to get over the fertility issues. And then one day the male's just swimming weird and basically dropped dead. He didn't like blow up with the dropsy thing like killifish seem to do on me every now and then. He just was swimming, and I mean I did have him for over a year or so, um and I was a couple months old when I got them. I feel like they weren't like brand new. So I mean they can last a really long time. And I'm not saying I think he died of old age. I think I definitely did something wrong, but that's kind of the older your killifish get, the more risk you're taking every day you don't have fry from them. Um, I have extremely acidic water and the eggs fry. Okay, I have pretty acidic water too, so that's encouraging. Oh, here's an isopod with some eggs on them. So my goal with the Christopher Junkin Black Pine, I really think it's because of my water. Her daughter had taken over the fish room. I'm going to help her out. Her mother helped me for years. Oh, that's really cool. Rice fish males don't shoot blanks like male killies. Yeah, I do think that the Galaris, I think that one person said the theory that like they basically run out of ammunition. So maybe switching out the males more often could be a good strategy. But okay. Um, here's some Procatopus eggs that we checked on stream. I don't know what that little, there's like a little moving thing on that egg. I'm trying to see if I can tell what that is. But I can't. Oh, maybe that, is that like it's breathing? Oh, look, there's a little detritus worm. We're getting too close with some Rick and Morty stuff right now. Like, I just start seeing too many microorganisms. Like, this is getting freaky. The arterial line of Galaris seems to have good fertility. Yeah, so because you know what? It wasn't the worry I got from her, it was the otiri I got from her. My bad. I did not, but my LFS had the worry. I got the otiri, and they do have really different coloration. I did think it was kind of cool, but yeah, they're not as pretty as like I think the dwarf reds I got from Frank Cowherd are the best looking galars that I've seen, in my opinion. Besides the low location I had. All right, but I'm basically just showing. I mean, there's a bunch of eggs in here. Um, if I look around, and I've counted a bunch on stream, so I just want to show that they didn't get thrown into a trash can. I'm trying to keep myself accountable with this too, because now if I don't pop out with at least like you know 20 per catapus fry in a few weeks, people are gonna be like, "What did you do? Did you mess up?" And if I did mess up, I'm gonna have to admit it. We see one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. I mean, and this is just at the front. Nine, 10. I'm just counting the developed eggs. 11, 12. I mean, this is looking promising. This is looking promising. So I've had the issue with these guys before where they get to this point and then they don't ever hatch. And see this guy, you can tell. I'm extremely lazy and water hatch my Galaris. So musical tanks didn't work for me with the Galaris, but I do want to try it. Um, I did hatch the eggs in water though because I can't be bothered. Sunny G, I appreciate the hard walk water. Sunny G said I have AC/DC water. I actually don't. What does that? Someone tell me what that means. I'm blanking. Um, I'm highlighting this egg because you can just see this guy's got to be ready to pop, right? And I'm shining the light because sometimes they'll react to the light and move around. That's kind of cool to see. Don't facepalm because I don't know what things mean. Okay, it's late. I recognize the letters. Oh, did the egg move or did they just bump it? Let's see. With the volcano, I just put it. Yeah, that's how I've been doing with the bivs, with the FSME and Bivitan. So check out this egg, man. You can see it kind of breathing a little bit, and this is why I put the isopods in, not just because they keep the eggs clean. ACDC is a oh, I get it. It was a pun. Jesus Christ. Yep. Facepalm deserved. I get it. Dude, this is crazy. We can see this egg like breathe. Oh my God! They're tackling it! Stop! But this actually highlights perfectly why I put the isopods in. Because, yo, why is that isopod got like biofilm on him? Bro, you need to mold. I'm not seeing that. I don't know what's going on there. But anyways, aggressive cleaning. My Medaka have not been blinking. They've been cannons this season. Nice. Yeah, the Medaka are good. Like every time I collect a big clump of Medaka eggs, it's like every single one of them is fertile. So this is why the fry are so recognizable. Like look at how he's coiled around himself in the egg. And the reason why I put the isopods in is because I was having a big issue with them not hatching. And killifish people will know some killifish, the eggs will develop, and you have an issue with the eggs hatching. They can't break through the shell. Maybe your water's not acidic enough. There's all sorts of theories. So they'll put the eggs like in their pocket and like in like a container and walk around. So like the thrashing of it gets the egg to hatch. They call it like forced hatching. There's some other methods of doing it, but like that's just an example. My method is, or has been, put them in with the isopods because the isopods will clean them off. The way that they eat is like more of a scraping, so they kind of weaken the shell of the egg a bit. And then also, as you just saw, them kind of crawling around and just doing their thing, like they have a tendency to randomly just start kicking the shit out of the eggs all over the place. And I think that's probably I think that's probably a solid plan. I'm not gonna lie. Also, these little detritus worms are freaking me out, and this is why. Excuse me. This is why I hate looking at things in the. When I look at things through the macro lens, I either see stuff like this, or I see something wrong with my fish that I was missing. It's like every time it's like always the potential I see something messed up. Oh, yo, he's going crazy. He's going crazy. Man, you can really see that guy coiled around. Look at that. So these are Procatopus eggs. I like that now I didn't notice before that I could tell if they were breathing or not in there. That probably is useful for something. It's probably a good thing to be able to identify. This guy also you can see. Oh, Jesus. Come on, man. Just trying to chill. But that is why I put them with the isopods. Exactly for that kind of thing. Exactly for that kind of thing. And we're cooking here. So I was talking to some guy in this Discord the other day. He had that other lamp eye that I can't pronounce the name of. Maybe he could get me a pair of to breed, so I'm hoping. Then I really want to get these lamp pies going. Um, I'm sure some people breed the Procatopus, but I don't think a lot of people like to since they take a little bit longer to grow. But I don't know, it just doesn't seem that, it doesn't feel that long to me. Would garden eye killifish bother isopods if kept together? They would definitely eat them if they were able to catch one. They would eat it very happily. One thing that I haven't pushed super hard because still just everyone's learning to keep the isopods, but like, you want to hear some propaganda? I think the isopods are probably for many fish the most natural live food you could possibly feed them. Just gonna throw that hot take out there. But I think for a lot of fish, the aquatic isopods represent a very common and natural diet in a lot of the fish that we keep, from what I've been reading. And a very nutritious, very good life. So, the cichlids and bottom feeders are like the easiest to kind of see with the isopods having them eat, but killifish and all sorts of fish like that also seem to greatly enjoy having them in the tank to hunt around, pick off of things. Um, so with enough hiding spots, like they'll have a population and things, but they like it. Johnny said, Christopher said, Johnny, I have isopods in most of my killifish tanks. They all love to eat them, but with enough plants, they do great. I bought 20 and now have them in most of my tanks. That's amazing. I, I forget, where'd you get your isopods from? I forget. But see, that's what the isopod agenda is all about, though. Like, there's more and more people every day out there that actually have started putting the isopods in all their tanks, and now they got these self-sustaining colonies, these little treats in there. So, what is going on here? All these worms are like collecting. Oh, this is gross, man. This is gross. I wish the isopods ate things like these worms a bit more. That'd be nice. Mexico said, "Hey boy," not hey boy. Hey Nick, looks like. Oh, let me set the mops out to dry. But you said mine do eat worms. All right, I haven't caught mine in the act, but they need to eat more of them. They need to eat more. Let me get the mops. But I see Jorge said, Nick, looks like your boy Skeptical is back. Wow. So what is he up to? Did he explain his absence? Did he pop back up with just a video on a topic? What is he up to? Come on, man. Come on, we need more sub 2,000 subscriber fish channels out here getting active. Sonny, I'm currently in the process. Oh, just a short. Saying what? I'm in the process of opening a new online store with an amazing partner. We have a teaser video coming in a couple of weeks. Ooh, we're currently constructing racks or siege 400 new tanks. Yo, you said you're going crazy with the new business. I didn't know you were going that crazy. I did not know you were going that crazy. Wow, that sounds incredible. And you're into killifish. This is what I like to hear. I will be making an order and doing a live unboxing as soon as I'm able. As soon as I'm able. Yo, it is so freeing having fast Wi-Fi again. Like, yo, I just raised the bit rate. My bit rate was at 4,000. I just bumped it to 7,000. We're not dropping any frames. No frames dropped. 0% frames dropped. I've been dying. I've been dying, but now we're back. We're free. Okay, I'm gonna give the mops 2 more seconds to dry. Then we're gonna do some egg picking, some live egg picking. So, last time I picked the eggs was whenever I last said in the Discord. So, put in your Procatopus egg guesses. How many you think I'm about to pick? And Christopher said we're going crazy. I'm going to change some things in the aquarium industry. It's an amazing model. Well, I'll definitely have to get you on stream to talk to you about it. 46. Okay. Let me get the mops. I'm definitely curious to hear more about this model and what you think is going to switch things. Oh, did you guys see that? This egg definitely just moved. Definitely just moved. Does your model include buying fish from struggling YouTubers and hobbyist breeders? Because I want to start this online bat program, so hopefully we'll all start producing a bit more. Would love to come on the stream as soon as we make the official announcement. All right, man. Count me out. Write me down for it. He won't say much till the clash though, so we gonna wait. Dude, I gotta put in some work making some videos or something before the clash. Like I can't show up like a bum. Like man, I haven't been doing anything. Just live streaming. I gotta make some videos. Eh, we're gonna do some egg picking. I'm gonna back the camera up a little bit, and then I'm gonna pick some eggs here. I'm planning on buying as many species from hobbyists as possible. The majority of our fish will be imported, but I really want to grow a breeder network. All right, all right. Then I think a lot of us in here will be definitely looking forward to see how that goes. Jesse said you'll be filming a new video Sunday. Yes. I'm, bro, I'm dying because I have to do a social thing tomorrow, but I'm still so tired from my trip. And it's like this 2 hour drive. It's gonna 2.5 hour drive. It's gonna kill me, but I would love to rest up another day. But tomorrow I had to do social stuff, so I'm gonna have to like catch fish to bring tomorrow. And I'll be honest, I have no idea how many fish I'm actually gonna bring because I'm gonna be tired. All right, here we go. I'm picking eggs. Said you'll live. Easy for you to say, buddy. Easy for you to say. Clash is definitely going to be a big coming out party. My partner and my general manager will also be there. I can't wait to announce. Wait, tomorrow I'm supposed to bring you fish tonight. No, tomorrow I have a social thing, so I'm saying I can't rest before I have to drive up there Sunday. Uh, but no, you can. You said you were bringing them tomorrow night, right? That should still be fine. Better bring those calicos at least and ISOs. Yeah, I should be able to do that. Okay, I'm not trying to actually show my hands while I'm picking, but I'm trying to show the tank so when I drop the eggs in, we see them. Trailer drive is nothing. I'm driving 4 hours, one way on Sunday, drive back the same day. I mean, that's good for you. I don't like the drive. What can I say? All right, here we go. Picking the eggs. Oh, you can kind of see them fall. When I announce my partner, I think it's going to blow some minds. I mean, I'm ready for my mind to be blown. Okay, I'm ready to be blown. Pause. Oh, guys, I don't know. This mop is looking pretty good. I don't know if the incubation times are just not as long as I remembered, or if I've just been picking so many eggs in different development cycles, it feels like different, like it feels faster. But that's why it's important to stay consistent, because if you just keep going, you kind of have a pipeline. Uh, that's an yeah, that's a clearly bad egg. Clearly, here, I'll show you guys. This egg is clearly bad. You see that little white dot in the middle? And trying to find this. There you go. Yeah, that's a dead one. Whew. What kind of fish has spawned? Jorge, I gotta come back on and not be shitting my pants of anxiety this time. Yeah, let's get Jesse back on Jorge's channel. We're picking for catapus eggs right now, Johnny. People have some very optimistic numbers, but this mop does look pretty good. I'm at 3 and I've been talking most of the time. Mexicali, I'm gonna break my cherry on your channel. There's one more fish. You were awesome on this stream. Oh, look at that. Look at that support. That's what it's all about. Man, why is everyone talking about Jorge popping their cherries? Why is Jorge so freaky? Okay. Did I already say 4? Okay, this is 4. Got a long way to 40. Like, yo, put in your egg count guesses if you haven't already. All right, I'm counting now. No, just making it up. As oh, he's counted. I'm at 5. I'm at 5, so guess higher than 5. Nick, your video might be break some minds. A few one of one fish. I mean, if I actually film the video properly, see, that's one thing that I don't know if the person that I was gonna have come help me film. I don't know if they're gonna make it, so I think I'm gonna be one man banding it, which can be annoying because there's just so many different things to think of. So hopefully I can still make a good video. But I actually want to, I'm not gonna spoil it too much, but I have some ideas to get more than one kind of video for both of us out of that day. So I think it'll be a fun day. I did tell Steve when I was coming, but I don't know if he's gonna actually come or not. So that's gonna be on Steve. On Big Steve, that is. Alright. That's 6, 27 eggs, 38, and you typed out the words of the numbers just to be different. I like it. I like it. Oh yeah, I saw the egg falling. Got the stand for the 60-gallon today. Very exciting. You have a very nice, very thorough setup. I think a couple of fish's setups is like shows. Like there's a lot of benefit to really focusing in on one tank for a while and just making it exactly what you want. And I like doing that. I really do. It just gets harder and harder the more tanks that you add to really focus in on them individually, but that's what I spend all my free time trying to do. Yo, what's up? I heard someone pop in the room. I heard someone pop in the room. Yeah, we'll see if he starts. Hey, how's it going, man? Nice. If you turn on, you hate turning on your video, but if you do, I can put you on stream with me. Just let you know. Yeah, yeah, I hear you. Oh, Discord's lying. I can. We can all hear you. I heard. Oh, dang. Oh, wait, actually, I lied. They can't hear you. I gotta reset the thing. They said we cannot hear them. Shut up. Now you can. Now you can. Oh, and we got a stream, so I'm gonna have to screen share that. Oh, whoa, hold up. We're getting like some premium
Yeah.
video coming in from our guy here. Give me a second. Give me a second. I thought I
Okay.
was cooking. Guys, can we acknowledge the fact that I have the most technological fish stream in the world? Watch this. Hold up, hold up. Let me get this. Let me get this video share going. We see and hear nothing. Yeah, you can't see it yet. Okay. Oh gosh, everyone's a hater. Just give me a second. I had to take it out of it's in the studio mode, okay? I can't do this totally live right now. My hand's dripping with water. I'm trying to, control the computer. It's a whole thing. So just give me a second. I'm getting ads on a video call on Discord. This is crazy. All right, we got a live stream coming in from Black Planted. Give me a second to scale it up
What's up,
properly.
everybody?
Yes, yes, in the building. And what kind of egg are we looking at?
So right now I'm pulling the courthouse a red Nothlebranchius and let's see how many eggs I can find.
How often do you actually like go through the eggs?
Um, well, normally what I'll do is take like a sample before I hatch them just to see where they are, and then I try to find see if I can find at least 2 or 3 eggs, and
Okay,
then if I can find 2 or 3 that look good, then I just wet the whole batch.
nice. So that's what I'm gonna have to do. Try and find two or three. Don't lose count of the eggs. I'm at seven. I'm at seven. We have a bit of an echo for him. Do you? You're lying. I don't believe you. I don't believe you.
Usually by this time they would have jumped for you.
Putu said, "Yay, it's the nice mic." See, man, people appreciate your kids' gifts. Okay, now they're talking about an echo. Okay, let me figure out this echo situation. I think I know what it is. Maybe. Yep, there's two audio captures for my screen. All right, say something.
Yep.
All
So
right.
we got an echo now.
The echo's now fixed. I'm totally confident. These people have no idea what they're talking about. They don't even know how to turn a computer
Man, what
on.
echo?
Way better fixed. Yeah, like I said, most technological fish stream on the planet. I just say, man, honestly, I was feeling a little bit like, I wouldn't say insecure, but unsure about my camera stream just because I don't really know what I'm talking about that much. But I watched part of it back and I was like, you know what? I'm spitting some useful facts here. And I was like, I pulled up my phone screen live, like just I didn't even plan to do that. I'm like, how many people could just impromptu add all these videos? Like, come on, man. Come
I
on.
appreciated the view showing the ISO and the stop and the shutter speed at the same time because
Yeah, yeah.
I always be trying to figure that out. And I mean, I
Bro,
take horrible pictures anyway. So
I mean, that stuff is like I barely understand what I'm saying. So like it was good for me to walk through too. Um, you get those filters yet for your GoPro?
no, I didn't get the filters.
No,
Not
okay.
yet. I'm waiting.
That polarizing filters, that's really useful. I just got it today, and I'm like, oh yeah, this would have been nice to have this entire time. I'm only at 8 eggs, so that's what I need to do with the note. Those then is in 3 weeks, I pull it out, see if I can find one or two eggs, and then wet them. I like made sure there's one or two eggs when I put them in the bag, but like I was kind of worried. Like I don't know if there enough eggs in here. Like I don't know. I'm gonna set up another spawning tank, I think. So does the filter help reduce the glare? Yes. Um, I was kind of playing with it earlier when we were looking at stuff, but it helps reduce the glare and just add back some contrast into things. Um, I believe this is how it works. Don't quote me, but basically the filter has this thing on the front where you can turn it, and as you're turning it, you're like changing the angle that the light is entering the lens from. and then you kind of can find an angle that like excludes the light that's causing the glare. That's how I was thinking of it. Don't know if that's accurate, but there you go. But yeah, it helps recover some contrast for sure. So that's gonna be nice at the end of my lens. I recommend getting a filter wrench if you plan on taking it off again, because I tightened mine too much and now I can't get it off. When you get that camera's train like non-existent, then we will celebrate. What do you mean the camera's train? What do you mean? Bro, you guys, I just feel like you all criticize me so much, but everyone else gets a free pass, you know? Everyone, that everyone else wants to show you the view of the fish in the tank and you can't see what's going on really and they're falling out. Wait, I do all that too. Never mind. Oh my gosh. I'm trying. Listen, we're only at 10 eggs, guys. And I'm not trying to spend too much time just picking eggs. I don't think that's a good use of time. They should just be obvious. But I did pick them 2 days ago. And, I didn't have anyone feed my fish while I was gone. So I'm sure they're still fattening back up. But the brine shrimp should hatch in the next 24-ish hours. So maybe the next egg picking that we do after that, that might be the one where we get some good numbers again. All right, this is a good egg that I just got. So I don't know. Do you know what those spots are on the egg when they start to develop? Like I noticed the platypus have like these little black spot speckling, and I don't know what part of the body it is or whatever is responsible for that. I don't know if you're still there, Aaron, but
I'm here. Let me know if there's too much background noise. I don't know. I thought that was just the eyes. I didn't know what else there would be. Like the eyes and the spine is the only thing I can recognize.
okay. I was able to see him breathing earlier. I thought that was pretty. I hadn't seen that before. I need to get a microscope. All right, I'm calling it on the Procatopus eggs. It's low. It's low. It's only 11. It's only 11. There's a couple bad ones too. I'm excited to get Black Planet's fish since Nick will be too tired. Yeah, I'm just being realistic. I'm probably gonna be very tired and lazy tomorrow. So like I'll be lucky if I even catch a single calico. Also, I don't know if all of them are, but I realized that, and I don't know if this is a problem, but I think the calicos are long fin, at least some of them. So I have to go look. The problem is, it's just too hot out. It's too humid, even in the garage. I just can't even spend any time out there. That's why I haven't caught them already. Ugh, why would that be an issue? Bro, I don't know. I'm trying to be considerate. I'm trying to be considerate. Like, do you hear these people talk to me, Aaron? I still don't even know. All right, go change the camera angle. We got microscope man looking for the Notho eggs. I was super impressed with Jody's shirt today. If anyone wants Joe's fish shed information about his current available galars, hit me up on Discord, Instagram, Facebook. I like him enough to show for him. Well, definitely let me know. As soon as that low pops up, that's the one I'm saving space for. As soon as that low pops up. The old Aphysimian Hero tank I left in, there's some more fries still popping up from there, some smaller ones. So I kind of moved the bigger ones to a 2.5, but I need to move them again to a larger tank so I can do a better census, basically. Let's look at this. Get my settings going. Just some water flow here. The racers are like, what's going on? What is going on? Oh, so Barbara, if you're still here, you're asking about the polarizing filter. So check this out. This is what it does. So as I'm turning it, you see all that reflection on my water. We can't see shit. I'm turning it, turning it, turning it, and look at that. It looks fantastic. We can see the rice fish. That's actually really useful. That's actually pretty useful. My video quality is gonna improve significantly. Oh my gosh. It's like a $10 filter. Why am I so lazy? Okay. Turn up the shutter speed and see. Of course, my feed right now isn't the best because I'm not using the capture card. I like that. That's fancy. Yep. But it's not. That's the thing. I have to verify the tag, but the XL feels too large to me. I have to put some weight on. I have to put some weight on the cashier, so that's what has a lot to do with it. Oh, the XL feels like a large to me. Some things run small. I don't know why, but the fish logo is perfect for Jeff to look really good on the shirt. Also, yeah, the shirt did look really good. I was jealous. How are you gonna survive here? The fish room is the same temp as the outside. I'll survive. I'll survive. I struggled bad with heat this summer. I actually turned on reptile emitters and frying a room of killifish didn't help. Yeah, I mean, it's been super hot. It's been super hot. Hey, Big Steve, yo, the best Nanochromis transvestitis breeder in the world, Big Steve. He's got 1,000 of them, man. He's going crazy, bro. He's breeding everything. This is the hottest hobbyist breeder right now, Big Steve. I'm putting my stamp on it. You can say that in my tank said that Big Steve is the best, hottest up and coming, already established hobbyist breeder at the moment. He's having some great success. It's making me irrationally angry, but he's having some big success. Although I will say, Big Steve, my own original fish, I have F2s of the Drachenfell side now, so at least I'm not totally left out of the cichlid spawns. Hopefully they'll make it. Thanks, I appreciate the compliment. So. Big Steve said I'm kind of a big deal. I mean, in my opinion, I think that you are. I think that you are. You earned it. You earned it. When I go to the Clash, like by the time we get to the Clash, it's gonna be like I'm trying to say hi to Big Steve. Like I can't even get around him. Like he's just surrounded. He's just surrounded. Big Steve, Big Steve. Can you sign my? Can you sign my specimen container? Big Steve, can you please? Do you have a sticker I can put on my heat sealer? Dumb luck. I don't know, man. I don't think it's you've gotten a few different things popping off. I don't think it's luck at that point. You may have skill of some kind. I have a group of Benthochromous trichoti supposed to be here this fall. First African cichlid I've been seriously excited about in a while. And Big Steve said we're still good for Sunday. Absolutely. I'm gonna try and get there by 9 to 10 a.m. is my goal. Um, just so I have time to see everything. And Jesse said that the lights turn on at 10, so that's why I want to at least be there by 10. But hopefully I can get there a little bit earlier just so I have time to set some stuff up. Sorry, I'm just doing some airline shenanigans right now. I just wanted to lower the flow of this air slightly. But I gotta look up that fish that he just said. I can turn them on sooner. No worries. Yeah, no. I'm sure you can. You're quite the resourceful individual. But like I said, I need time to set stuff up when I get there anyway. Uh, so that's fine. The last group of Benthochromous I saw came into the wet spot with $299 a piece and sold in a minute. I hope that person bred them. Let me look that fish up and put them on the stream real quick. Damn! Is this one of those Lake Tanganykan fish? Is it a hard water fish? That's a cool looking fish. I'm putting it on the screen. I don't want to hear a single person say, "We're not seeing anything." I know. I haven't put it up yet. You impatient. You impatient. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. Here's the fish. It is quite cool looking. It is quite cool looking. I would definitely be excited for that. Jesse said, "I'm not seeing anything, bro." You just you just think you laugh at your own jokes a lot, don't you? That's what's going on here. You just think it's so funny. Okay, let me make sure this is in focus. These are some rice fish here in case that wasn't obvious. Yeah, those trailing fins, those trailing fins are pretty wild. Like a cryptochromis left with a feather fin rainbow. Yeah, that's a nice fish. Tell us more about them, Christopher. What else do they got going on? Like, are they murderous? I guess while we're here, while we're talking, I'll just work on taking out some duckweed from this because I don't need all this duckweed here. I've been working on it. I'll be honest. I thought I'd be more excited about this floating bamboo plant, and it is cool. I do like it. It's got really long roots, um, and it doesn't cover up too much light. But man, it's going all over the place. It does start to grow out. It grows in really different ways depending on the conditions, like, mini plants. But I just don't know if I like it over just going with some wisteria, because I just getting into wisteria again because I had it a long time ago and killed it. Um, and I just don't know. I mean, I like it more than I like throwing it into any random tank more than red root floaters, just because it definitely doesn't take over to that level. But I've been experimenting with trying to force it to stay underwater and see how long it lasts. And I was kind of hoping it would kill it, but some of the ones I've done, it's actually started growing upwards, so I'm kind of curious if that's a viable thing to do with it. But I'm just trying to free up more surface area for the rice fish to look nice in. Benthochromos are a deep water cichlid from Lake Tanganyika. They're super chill, have long streamers on their fins, and their males flash crazy blues and purples when they're feeling fancy. Definitely one of the more underrated showpiece fish. Yeah, they look nice. And you said I still have the clump you gave me. It looks dope. Oh, that's great to hear. No, I do think it does look really nice. Um, I just don't know. I'm trying to decide if it's going to be my go-to like floating plant thing. Um, I just had to see how it acts in more different scenarios. But it's basically its competitors are Brazilian pennywort and wisteria. And the wisteria has the Chris Diaz endorsement, so that kind of puts it like I've seen it in his fish room working really well. That kind of gives it a bit of a head start in a sense. I've been really liking those like spiky hygrophila plants though. They're nice and bushy as far as like a stem plant cover. I've been really liking that. So I'm gonna have to lean into that more. Steve said I'm not as crazy about the bamboo stuff either. Wisteria grows those long roots down, which is great. It's basically just finding a good balance of like providing some top cover without blocking too much light, and then at the same time being like not too difficult to control. You know, that's kind of how I'm thinking about it. I'm like every now and then there's some rice fish eggs on these floating plant stems, but I need to make my mop. I think I had the supplies to make the poot because you just need the scrubber to make Captain's mop. I was gonna potentially do that on the stream, but oh, I lost the stream. Participants with that video current. All right. Yeah, Aaron, your stream just left, but it had kind of like gone black before a little. I really want to help hobbyist breeders get fish that need to be bred in captivity for presents buy back to fry. It's my goal. Yeah, it's pretty cool. That's kind of what I'm trying. I'm trying to become like a good enough breeder that I can do that. Like I can work with some people to help me get some fish so I can breed them, that kind of a thing. But I have a little bit of a ways to go. Ooh, that rice fish looks really nice. Sorry, my head was blocking the thing the whole time. So I kind of have a group of rice fish. Like I probably could separate some to look nicer into another tank, but I don't want to like obsess too much on the quality. I'm trying to just get like a big bulk of them to choose, like a fry from this group to choose from, and then work on. I really don't have the space to like have five different rice fish things, but most of these guys look pretty nice to me. Um, on professional media company is not going to be the same online fish store. Oh, that's pretty cool. I think you said you own a professional media company. That's pretty cool. Um, that's why I do, Chris. Love helping hobbyists. Jesse, you're definitely doing a cool business model. Yes, he's a good guy. Did a big water change on my Gilbertine when the level got low enough. The babies came out. At least 6 to 8 babies in there so far. Congratulations. That's why Nick is getting his Cocoa Puffers at a killer deal. Yeah. Now the pressure's on for those guys. I definitely feel the pressure for that. Well, that's another thing I gotta do tomorrow. I gotta clear out some room for those. Oh man. Oh man. Just you should jump on my West African import. My guy handles Congo and that handles the Congo and West Africa is amazing. Yo, we're all trying to hop on this West African import by the end of this stream. It sounded like it sounded like fairy tales and Christmas and Wonderland and every single thing you could think of that indicates dreams come true. Be looking at that import species list, feeling like I'm on Santa's lap. Ugh. I want Congo spotted puffers too. Well, you better beg Jesse tomorrow to save some for you. Oh man. Okay, let's do an experiment and weigh down some of this floating bamboo stuff. Oh, and Steve, why was it? You said you weren't that crazy about this stuff. I'm curious why you weren't that crazy about it. Because I'm still trying to figure out how I feel. I want to know why you have a problem. What's your freaking problem, bro? What's your freaking problem? You know what I also can't figure out how I feel about Rickia Rickiaflations. I really can't decide what I feel about that plant. But part of it is I'm just now building up enough of it where I could really start testing it out in some places, like different uses. Because in theory, I feel like it should be like relatively useful. You know, that's what I feel like. But I'm still kind of waiting for that to fully come to fruition. Look at that, all that free real estate. Sorry, I know I've been blocking the view, but I'm trying. Hey, Steve, if you get Congo spotted puffers and breed them before I do, I'm banning you. I'm gonna have Captain ban you. Enough is enough, man. Enough is enough. I'm the same about Rickia. It's cool, but I don't find it I don't think it's very useful. Yeah, Jesse, let's make a deal. I have two floating rats in Rickia. I think it looks cool. Yeah, when you get it growing in that thick mat, it's nice. If you can get it, if you weigh it down, it'll grow way down and like kind of get attached to things, and that's nice. And having it like on the outflow of something, being stuck on something, it grows kind of cool. Uh, Ross had three of them that made me really want some. It's just messy. I already have a West Africa guy. I'm loyal to a fault. There you go. That's why most of my fish room is African. I mean, that's my favorite fish. Do you know it's illegal for Nigerian exporters to knowingly sell fish to someone who is already doing exports with another company? That is kind of crazy. Jesse, do you do direct imports or use transshippers or both? Steve said, I won't tell you. My buddy brings stuff in and then brings it to me. I never had luck with it below the surface. I've had some decent luck with it below the surface some. So I think that's a viable way. I mean, it definitely provides some cover. Um, it's just a bit of pros versus the cons action decision matrix. Yeah. Now this is so what I want to do with this tank is I want to get it like John. Uh, folks that know, but I want to get it like one of John's things where he has stuff growing over the sides and stuff. So I'm gonna load this up. I want it to be like my little indoor pond since it's already like on the ground in a pretty inaccessible location. Um, I want it to just be nice to sit by and look down at and just relax. So that polarizing filter really makes a difference. Yeah. Um, I'm more excited to gain some of Matthew's captive bred spawner Congos than any fish ever. I love Congos. He's finally figured out how to raise fry. I'm getting 8. That's pretty cool. Raising fry seems to be the challenge, but seems to be doable. Lurking, I'm netting snails out the ponds. I need to do that. Depends on how much someone wants to spend, Chris. Yeah, yeah, those captive bred ones. Although every now and then someone sells the captive bred ones on Aquabid for not too much. Those were listed recently. I think they were 90, I believe. Man, I'm gonna have to get a closer shot of these sometime. I guess I'll do it now. I'll do it by hand since I'm not doing anything else. Get ready for the shakes. I like it in my vampire crab terrarium where it's in and out of water. Yeah, I think doing it in kind of immersed should be cool. Captive bred the puffers. Okay. I love these guys. Wee. Feeding rice fish springtails is like the best thing ever. Um, I'm scaling up my orange springtail breeding again because I want to feed them to these guys. You know what? I've been talking down on my rice fish, but well, they're not my rice fish. It's not like I created them, but I'm excited to get more fry from these guys. That's what I'll say. I think they're nice. They're they're one of the fish that I enjoy the most, for sure. Okay, let me get this set back up. I'm trying to breed the Albertis. I'm trying to those. And Jesse said, $90 for captive bred Congo spotted puffers. Yeah, I believe so. I believe that's what it was. I want to say it was somewhere in California or something. I'm not sure. Every now and then something crazy like that shows up on Aquabid. Jesse, they're definitely not as cheap as direct import. I just want to have a big show tank where I can brag about them being captive bred. I want to push the captive bred breeding of rare species. Yeah, that's all I really want to do. Predatory fins sell them for 99. That's extremely cheap. Yeah, that is. Um, if I'm remembering correctly, I mean, you know, that's the thing about pricing with the fish stuff is like anything else. It's like price someone's willing to try and sell it for, price someone's willing to try and buy it for. If you just happen to breed these and you don't feel like going through the effort of really finding some store something to sell them to for them to sell, then yeah, just list them for cheap and get rid of them. That's kind of what I plan on doing for the most part, unless I happen to have a lot of success with something. But I have not had the amount of success with anything yet where I'm like, man, I really gotta sell 100 of these at once. It's like, man, I'd love to have that problem. But breeding the more uncommon stuff is definitely fun. I need to move out all my baddest colonies so I can count how many females I have, because I got a bunch of baddest now that I feel like should be approaching sexual maturity, and the males, it just seems I'm just trying to make sure all the sneaker males have gotten their chance to show their true colors. Jesse is the first one I ever heard about, much less actually seen. He is rare. The albino to be the only one of the Albertus. Ooh. 88 on eBay, not capture bread, and 50 shipping. If you get 4 shipped for $50, that's not bad. Yep. I mean, then it's just the quality, how much deworming you need to do. That's probably something I need to buckle up. I gotta buckle up. Oh man, I'm gonna set up that FX4 tomorrow for the tank they're going in. Oh my God, dude, the mealworms are going absolutely bananas at this dried duckweed. This is disgusting. I'll be getting an albino mormarid soon. Ooh, that's pretty cool. You do have a lot of one of one fish coming in here. I gotta show you the mealworms. I have to do it. I got dried duckweed in that container. I just decided to let them clean the container out. I didn't feel like, and like I'm just like watching the pile of dried duckweed just start moving. They love this stuff. These puffers are already treated, but never hurts to do it again because eating lots of snails. I know that's the thing. That's another thing. Is like finding more things to. You think the Congo spotted puffers are like the mealworms? Trying to find more variety of stuff to feed them. Because that's the thing. Snails are kind of fucking disgusting. They do carry a lot of diseases and things like that. And I kind of have my suspicions when I've had a problem tank or something. I have my suspicions that snails are like in there harboring stuff, keeping it going. But good to know they're already treated. That takes a lot off my mind. Just to worry about what I'm gonna get them sick with. Oh my God. $600 for a Cross River puffer. Yeah, so are the Cross River puffers like much different than the Congos? Like, what's going on with that? Because I've seen them and they just kind of look like, depending on your opinion, they kind of look like a cooler Cross River, cooler spotted Congo puffer. Because don't they have like more like the red in their spots or something like that? So I think I might start looking for a container to make a Daphnia raft for this tank. Because as you can see, it's gone green on me as well. Everything's gone green except for my green water. Cross River puffers get bigger. Wow. They said just started building this fish from 8 months ago, only forward and bigger. Nice. Cross rivers are like a cooler Fahaka, much bigger than the spotted. Damn. Okay, never mind. So I guess the spotted's main appeal is like, let me just work this out in my mind again. So spotted puffers, like the main appeal, and I gotta remind myself too, because I've been like looking to get them for so long. It's gonna be interesting actually having them. Like, when you got like before like a big trip, you're like kind of excited, but you also kind of get scared. That's kind of how I feel about this. Like how I'm gonna fuck this up, but also it's like, oh my God, it's actually happening. So it'll be interesting for sure. It'll definitely be interesting. But I guess let's see, the main appeal of them is like, okay, they stay smaller. Check. Um, they are less aggressive. quote unquote, check. And then they got all the, they're super smart and all that kind of stuff going on. What else do you guys like about them? Spotted are mostly peaceful. Oh, mostly peaceful. Oh, whoa. Hold up. Puffer police. Puffer police. You did not say the puffers were murderous. I'm gonna have to report you. So when you say mostly peaceful, what would you keep them with without questioning? Where you're like, yeah, I keep them with that. What's the problem? I was gonna finish the last rack before you came, but got busy. Give a reason to come back. Yeah, I definitely gotta come back. I gotta see if we'll see how long our stuff takes, but I have to see if Luis is around. And I think you said she's close by. I gotta pop over there. I talked to her for the first time over the phone the other day because I'm trying to get my club to do a group order with her. And very, very interesting lady. It's definitely a lot of fun talking to her. She's got a lot of energy. Just thinking about talking to her, I feel like I need to up my energy more. Her store is 50 minutes north of me. Alright, I might not make it. I thought you said it was right down the corner from me. You know what we could do if we had extra time? I'm not going to say it on stream though, but like I said, I have some ideas. Um, let's see. What's your internet speed like out there? I wonder if we could get any kind of live stream off. I'm making my little floaty thing. Uh, Jesse, we're doing stuff very unconventional. We're using algae scrubbers and commercial denitrification system. My partner spouse is a friend, a commercial water specialist, and it's been so awesome. That sounds pretty cool. So what do that tell me what do the algae scrubbers do? Is it just removing algae from the water? There's definitely some cool water stuff out there. I think it'd be interesting for people to play around with. Um, that's what got me on the cocoa core substrate stuff initially because I saw some papers where they were using it as filtration media for water treatment facilities, and they found that it worked pretty well. So I was reading why it worked well and stuff, and I was like, well, this probably would be have some of this benefits just being in the substrate. So that's what got me experimenting with that. There's all sorts of different little things out there, little sciencey stuff, for the people that can read. But that's not me. Uh, I just got switched to fiber for internet. It's so much faster uploading. Yep, I just fixed my Wi-Fi so like I can actually stream. Like my internet was so bad before because my like the mesh system or whatever was trying to relay a already bad connection, and I forgot to plug the Ethernet into it so it could put out that strength connection. So now that I fixed that, things are much better. Uh, let's see. That's awesome, Chris. I like that much building this, just myself and I. Yeah, SVC came out and helped me build that rack and stuff, and like every day I wish that he was here to help me fix something else in my fish room. It was like definitely the building part is it just it's just not it's not a strength, unfortunately. Could not have done it by myself. Was going to do a standard air-driven system. I wish I had access to fiber. Yeah, there's some places in this country and the world that just have access to so much better internet. That's actually unbelievable. But these days, I mean, when I'm working on certain video stuff, having a faster, I'm usually on Ethernet, so I'm not dealing with my Wi-Fi issues. But yeah, with some video stuff, it would be nice to have some super fast internet, download things, share files with people faster, edit 4K footage over the internet from my NAS. That'd be kind of nice. I'll come back by soon. We can knock out some more projects. Hey, you're still there. Hey man, that'd be kind of fantastic. Not gonna lie. Even if it was the easier one than an entire rack. Because the thing is, I kind of wish that I was able to have accomplished this and set up that 50, was it the 50 breeder for the puffers by the time I got them. But I think I'm gonna have to put them in the existing 40 breeder for now until I get that set up, which isn't the worst. It just means I gotta move some cribs, but I think the cribs are gonna have to worry about the puffers more than the reverse. Um, Also, I don't really have a place to put the FX underneath it. But anyways, this tank has been running a while, so that's probably better anyway. But definitely on my list. I think there's a way to fit another rack in here that can fit a 40, 40 breeder and the 50. Um, but I gotta optimize where all these 20 longs are. That's basically the main conundrum. All my racks are ran by air besides the 250 that is a DIY sump. Pretty cool. Chris Diaz has a cool system where all of his tanks are on one system that goes to a sump. Obviously, there's some downsides to a central system in theory, but I think he had a bunch of filtration in it to the point where probably that wouldn't ever become an issue. Um, I'll be honest. I think the UV light on my grandpa's tank fixed whatever issue was going on in there. At least since I did that, everything seems to be doing well. So I definitely want to install a UV filter on the hose that the water comes out of when I'm doing water changes. Because if there's any issue in my water bacteria wise or something, when I do a water change, I'm not reducing the bacterial load. So I at least I wanna add a UV filter to the water coming in. But then I do think I want to have a system where if I have an issue with the tank, I can hook something that's pumping water through a UV filter that's pretty strong. And if it's strong enough, it should be able to kill protozoans that are free floating as well as bacteria. And I think that's something I want to do. All my tanks are ran by, oh, I already read that. I live 30 miles out in the ocean. I was super surprised when I started wiring the islands for fiber optic. Oh my God. Wait, where are you at again? Are you in Hawaii? You're the one that's in Hawaii? They were fine in a 40. How many you taking home? Um, I'm thinking four at least. But it all depends on if I can sex them when I get there or not. Probably not. I do want to build a full filtration system for water waste. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. That'd be pretty cool. If you could reuse your, like, treat your water and reuse it. Because, one of the things that is underrated and cool about Dan's Fish is, like, they're recycling the water. They're bringing in water from, like, the river or whatever, treating it and using it. but then they're cleaning it up and putting it back. So they're using the river water, cleaning it up, and then they're putting it back in the river like cleaner than when they got it. You know, if there's a way to reliably just reuse the water more and waste less, that'd be pretty cool. Good luck. I tried. I'm on the outer banks of Carolina. Nice, nice. You said the islands. I was like, islands. But I'm also geographically not knowledgeable. I'll be honest. Geography is a weak point. And don't ask me how many days are in each month, because I don't know. 30, 31, 35? Don't ask me. The problem with Dan's water is how crappy the creek it comes from. Yes, I believe it's much better water when it's dumped. Yes, that is. I do think that's what I remember from one of their videos, and that they do get a tax credit for it. So I think that's pretty cool. If you ask me, that's an underrated pro Dan's fish thing. They're cleaning up the creek water. It's just interesting. It's the interesting thing. I'm making these like it's funny because like whenever I do like a crafty trying to make something, I'm not doing it the best. I'll be honest. Now when I'm doing something that's important, I want to get someone like SVC to help me and like so I do it right. But I'll be honest, it's kind of like how I was in like Minecraft or other sandbox games. Like I never found it fun necessarily just to do things the way that everyone had already figured out was like the best. It's kind of fun to just make bullshit and see if I can make it work. It's kind of enjoyable. It's not as much fun if I just do it the way that I already know is going to work, because it's been shown. Like, let me figure out all the reasons why people do it that way by finding out painfully through trial and error. I would do that if I had a creek on the farm. Our whole system has been designed to reuse water while getting rid of pathogens, medications, and organics. Man, did you say you owned a production company? Is what you said? A media production company? I was like, damn, bro. That sounds like you got some nice capital going into this. Like, you're able to do everything right, the right way. Because I think that's another limitation. It's like it's not the food fish farming industry where people are coming into it with a lot more money to fund studies or set up fancy systems and stuff. Like, I think on average, people are, I wouldn't say necessarily humble beginnings, but then you also have a relative that like's got special knowledge and stuff. Like, it just sounds like you got a lot going for you, man. I'm excited to see where it all goes. Uh, I'm gonna do that eventually too, but I hope to be in a store by then. Oh, that's cool. So you do hope to be in a have a storefront eventually. That's dope. You guys gotta tell me the. I have a hard. We're talking about this on stream, but I just have a hard time like figuring out the capacity for selling fish any area has. Because it seems wild to me. You'll have like a local fish store next to like three PetSmarts and another local fish store around the corner. It's just like my mind can't wrap itself around like how people are buying this many fish and how things like CPDs are always running out of stock. Like, I mean, I know the answer is probably just most people are not keeping fish alive very long, but it's just, I just don't understand how it works. But I guess there's a lot of people out there. I do not own a media company. We're investing in professional level gear because we want to be professional. I forget who said that in the chat. Something about that. That someone said they owned a media company. We're investing in professional because we want to be professional level results. I've been a photographer for many decades. Oh, there we go. Maybe I just saw that you said you, but you already had the camera, so I already knew that. Whatever, it's 1 a.m. But yeah, I mean, sounds good to me. Buy once, cry once. Professional level results. Trying to be different. I'm rocking with it. I'm really rocking with it. Come on, man. I'm ready to be a shill. I'm ready to be a shill. Online only, but love visitors. Any creators who want to visit will be treated like royalty. All right. I mean, I want to visit, but I like visiting people that don't know how cameras work, so they don't see how incompetent I am. Oh, gosh. SVC said, night, everyone. Night, man. Take it easy. Thanks for hanging out. I like that. I do, there's something special about going to a store in person. There'll always be a place for that, but it does feel like right now there's a online fish store kind of gold rush. The retail stores, they're all trying to be able to should be online stores as well. And there's a lot of online stores popping up. And the retail stores that aren't already selling online are either wishing they were or desperately trying to figure out how they can start selling online. I think the future of buying fish is it's definitely going to be a lot of online. I just you just go on Facebook and you see where people are buying their shrimp from, some random website you've never heard of, or Amazon even. Yes, yeah, I'll eventually get into reptile imports also. I want to get the aquatic side going first. Yeah. The gold rush was COVID. I mean, that was definitely a gold rush. I mean, the special thing about the hobby though is that post COVID, it kept growing like it was during COVID. So I think that's another thing. It's like that was the gold rush, but it's still very healthy, which I think is cool. I'm almost done with this. This is a Daphnia raft for the Medaka thing. New design. And the Daphnia rafts I'll eventually use as fry rafts if they work. I just need a super shallow container to use for that. I think would work the best. Okay. Uh, let's see. I have a reptile guy I'm connected with. I thought you were about to fact check me and say I was wrong. I was like, damn, I thought I had that one. But then I saw the end of your thing. Um, I have a reptile guy I'm connected with because I'm helping him redo his fish section of the store to make it awesome because he just got into fish. That's cool. I don't want to do reptiles, but I am interested. I'm like curious about dart frogs, like very far down the line, because maybe like when I actually know what I'm doing with fish. And I'm curious about crabs, like vampire crabs. That's where I'm starting. Okay. I think I might have a bit of a problem because my last piece of styrofoam is not even. I need to get some 3D printed flotation stuff going, but this is my Daphnia raft, very quickly crafted. So each corner I got some styrofoam for floating, cut out the bottom for some water, cut out the sides with some sponge in it. I have one of a different container in another tank That seems to be working. So I'm hoping that this one also works. Jesse, let me know when you're ready. I have a few great suppliers of reptiles, especially in Thailand, Indonesia, and Malaysia. You know what reptiles are cool? We were just talking about that the other day. Those leaf-shaped turtles. Those are pretty cool. Love tree frogs. Okay. Oh, and this is what I had said that I thought you were gonna correct me, but I read the end. You said all Christopher said almost all animal hobbies have had huge declines since COVID. Aquarium fish have continued to grow though. So yeah, that's what I had heard. So I think that's pretty interesting. And I mean there's a lot of reasons probably. Um, we don't need as much space. Uh, the fish, it provides similar benefits to other pets people like to keep, like dogs and cats, as far as you get similar health benefits, all the stress reduction stuff, all that kind of stuff they say about, hanging out with dogs or petting cats. Like, they found that you get similar benefits from fish as well. But they take up a lot less space and time than a dog or a cat. So I do think that they've traditionally been, it's like ornamental, looks nice. Obviously, that's still a big part of it, but I do think more and more it's also like this is my theory. I think the increase is also just people now recognizing them as pets more than ornaments, and it's like a more attainable pet for a lot of people. Matamata, yes, the Matamata. Sounds good, Krish. I have you on Messenger. So many times my chat becomes like a marketplace where like people are like, "Are you into this? I'm into that. Oh, you're into that? Oh, dude, let me hook you up. Hit me." Like it's so fun to watch. I love when that happens in the fish chats. I'm excited to set up all these new Barina small lights. I think they're gonna be nice for. I have a big issue with like glare in my eyes. I think that's gonna help a lot. I'll be right back. I'm getting some Daphnia to put in the raft because it's kind of hard to have a Daphnia raft with no Daphnia. That is a little bit of a conundrum. Give me one second. It is interesting that all the other. I didn't know that the other hobby pet stuff had declined. Like I knew that the aquarium one was one that kept going after COVID. Just in general, a lot of businesses declined, but it's interesting to see you say that the other pet stuff declined too, because I would kind of think, well, maybe reptiles and stuff went up too, you know, but I guess they're different enough. There's just so much crossover with the hobbies, but I do think the reptile stuff seems to, on average, require more space and time and brain power, or at least that's how it feels. Maybe it's not actually the case. Let's go! The Daphnia raft! It works! It floats. I didn't put that many Daphnia in. I don't think you're gonna see it, but it floats. Kind of wish I had a smaller container, but if I put it like in the back corner over by like the plant and stuff, then it won't look as unsightly because there's still plenty of open space. But no, it's gonna be fun, and that I've been wanting to do this kind of thing for like fry anyway. I think the styrofoam is safe to have in the tank. I don't think it degrades or leaches stuff. I used it from a cooler. You guys let me know. I'll just swap out the flotation stuff, but I thought the whole issue with styrofoam was that it didn't break down, so I'm kind of hoping that it's fine. Yeah, my raft is just it leans a little bit to one side because the styrofoam I didn't put even. I was just breaking up pieces randomly, but I think this is gonna do what I need it to do. Sorry, I'm just taking a look. Taking a look. Ah, okay. Whew. Steve, how many puffers you looking to get? Oh no, Steve. Don't let this guy. Don't let this guy get you. Steve, you can't get the Congo puffers and then successfully breed them before me. That's what's gonna happen. Reed frog, glass frogs, lots of cool frogs. I'm looking for a great Filipino exporter. That's my big hole. Oh, red-eye tree frogs, bug-eye frogs. Jesse says milk frogs, lots of frogs. Or red-eye croc skink. Oh my gosh, this is a whole new rabbit hole. I've never done a direct import from Philippines. I'm hoping to find a good exporter. Never tried there. They do a lot of transshipping. The only countries I can really do direct imports from are China and Thailand. Yeah. A 75 gallon with six Congos is the ultimate living room tank. Yeah, I'm hoping to get that's kind of what I'm hoping to do eventually, but I got the 40 for now, and I'm thinking in the next month I'll get the 50 breeder set up to move uh them to, but I think I will need a 75 when I start having success breeding things. Not gonna lie, my stimulus checks went straight to animals. Well, I wasn't in the hobby then. But that is when the first inkling of this hobby even came to me. It was during the pandemic. I remember I saw a Reddit post of like a shrimp tank randomly. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. And I never thought about it again for years until here we are. I have 11 and a 75. That's awesome. Yeah, we're gonna get a lot going on, a lot going on. You did you answer already? Do you think the spotted Congos are like eating mealworms? Because look, I don't have enough mealworms to like start. Look, I have the mealworms, so it just kind of feels like I'm gonna keep going with this whole mealworm thing. So I gotta find a use for them. You said you want to work a trade. We do some. I'll make sure you fellas go home happy. I'm about to catch a lot more fish. I have a 54 corner display. I think three would be right. A four would work. Jesse making moves. Jesse's trying to make $100,000 play. He's trying. Jesse, Jesse's trying to make sure I miss my rent. Steve said, Jesse, you got yo. Steve is like, he's the man. He's the man. I can't say enough nice things about Steve. He's one of my favorite people I've met as far as just being nice and helpful and building my breeder profiles, handing out testers. Yeah, man. I mean, you definitely got me locked in for that. I definitely got you at the top of my list for that. I'm gonna have to try and do the spawn mop breeding for the Gilberta scene. I need to crank out a bunch of those. But I did look at my spawning tanks. I thought my spawning tanks I set up these new square ones. I thought they were failures. I think they're not doing as well. I've been impatient, but I looked in the other day and I saw a bunch of almost full, adult Ellisome in there that I didn't put in there. So I was like, oh, maybe it wasn't a failure. First one's free. Tester. Feel like I'm in Baltimore. US at home. You gotta look. Where are people overdosing from spotted Congo puffers? That's where you gotta go. We're all going to Jesse's. It's about to be a movie. I bears that don't want to deal with people that sell their fish. They know I'll always take their fish, no hassle. I mean, that's the thing. My like I said, the hobby stuff, I'm trying to keep it for fun. If I make any money off the hobby, I'd rather it be from making some YouTube videos or something. But, the actual breeding and stuff, I'd like to keep it for fun. That being said, I think a key part of that is when you have excess fish, being able to get rid of it without any thought. So I do appreciate that Jesse is very hassle free. I'll list some stuff on my site, but I'm not trying to ship stuff all the time. So I like just list the amount that I feel like dealing with shipping. So I think that your strategy of just making it easy for people to sell fish is smart. I sell most of my fish to one place. They don't pay pot dollar, but they buy anything. I'm gonna miss them. Yeah, exactly. I think that's one of the key things. But you can do stuff with local fish stores, but it's a lot of work to build those relationships, and they're not gonna want just anything. Most of my beers, they want something I find and they get it. Yeah, yeah. You gotta have Steve bring you his 1 billion nanochromis. That was the Steve. That's still the most beautiful video I've ever seen. He's got the nanochromis in the tank. He's got like, 50 fry. Also, I'd read the nanochromis grew fast, but damn, they're growing fast. They're getting big. And then right underneath that cloud of nanochromis, his pair has another giant horde of fry being raised up in the same tank. And what size tank was it? Couldn't even. It wasn't even that big of a tank. It's a crazy video. Go to Big Steve's shorts. He's killing it. He's absolutely killing it. That was a pretty impressive clip. Like, yeah, like there's some clips, and again, I kind of feel like a fraud because I'm so new in the hobby. But yeah, that's a 10 gallon. Yeah, and that's the thing I like. Like, that's why I set up more 5 gallons, and I'm gonna set up more 10 gallons. It's like I saw what you were doing with small tanks. I don't know if you have 5 gallons, but honestly, I think there's a lot that I could do in the 5 gallons. Definitely a lot of killifish, but I'm gonna use the 5 gallons mostly as fry and shrimp stuff, and maybe occasionally a small hair or something. I can max my profits by selling to multiple dealers, but time difference not worth it. As a hobbyist breeder, having an LFS to buy your stuff is a godsend. Yeah, I think having an LFS or having your own site to sell stuff through is the way to go. I've been liking having my own site that I'm not like promoting super heavily or anything, because then just people find it randomly here or there and they're looking for a specific thing. And I always set the availability just to the number that I feel like dealing with. And then stuff goes out of stock. People can put the waiting lists. You can email them for the waiting list when you're ready. No problem. Unfortunately, my LFS is an hour and 40-minute drive. Damn, that sucks. My LFS won't buy stuff. I'm gonna replace them. Mark my words. Yo, what's your LFS? Yo, I mean, you could replace the. I think once more casual hobbyists get into the more exotic fish, they find fish tube more and more, and they get into all these different fish that are less common. Then that's gonna be the game. It's like being the store that's known for having like, okay, you got best care of the animals. Maybe you have a good water change system. Now everyone's trying is rushing to say they treat their fish and stuff. And we can thank Dan's Fish for part of that. And then after that it's gonna be, okay, what's their selection? Do they have cool stuff, cool new things in all the time that I can see, if you're an in-person store. I think that's a big thing. Like I like going to London Town because every time I go there I usually see something pretty cool. But that's another thing now. It's okay, you're posting your new arrivals, new stock list all the time and stuff, and I think that also Many times I'll share the stock list in a Discord, and either I myself will go to that store because of that stock list they posted, or someone in Discord will be like, "Oh, there's something, you know." Jesse, don't put the hood out. I've done put the hood out when I got rid of my favorite fish guy. Damn. Stores that won't buy hobbyist bred fish are totally ignorant. Yeah, a lot of them will. They just you just gotta approach it right, and you know they don't want to take it from just a random person, and they're not gonna take like all your misformed guppies or anything. They lost thousands instantly. Damn. There's an Asian store in Virginia Beach that's rare stuff. They won't buy my stuff for more money per fish, but they won't buy larger. They would buy more money per fish, but won't buy larger quantities. That's cool. Um, my Facebook, which is always popping up, is that Rehoboth Aquatics thing. That they're always bringing in the cool killifish that at least the ones that I see posted on Facebook. Um, I like the stuff that Aquatic Clarity brings in too. That's where I got two of my other nanochromas from. Um, I think that's some of the up and coming fish coming out of Africa. We've had enough. No more South American fish. Gotta get these apistos out of here. We're making cribs great again. We're bringing back cribs by having exotic cribs with locations, different species. That's what's up. These Drachenfelsai, man. I take them over all the. You know what? I really this is like super hot take, but my Pelvicochromis Drachenfelsai, I take them almost over all the Apistos that I have right now, and I think I have some decent Apistos. They're just super pretty. The only downside with them is like I'm gonna work on the parents are wild caught, so I have F1s and F2s. I'm seeing some variation in the males. Some are looking more colorful, so I'm gonna try and work the line some. That's the only downside. The males aren't super flashy, but the females I feel like more than make up for it. But then their behavior is super fun to watch, and when they're happy, I think they're nice and active, a lot more active. But you know, pistos are cool too. I just I had my pisto cursed. I'm still working on fully breaking. KG Choppers did a video about a driftwood dealer that's less than half a mile from my driveway, and I didn't find out until recently. That's funny. Only thing I don't mess with angels because my buddy does so impressive genetics with them. I don't want to step on his game. Yeah, no, I get that. I mean, I don't have the space for angels, or I don't want to make the space for angels, and the fish is just never. It's just not my fish. You know, it's a cool fish, but it's just not my fish. I'll let other people do the angels and the discus. Although I do think there's a lot higher chance of me becoming a discus person than an angelfish person. That'll be my second hot take. Although it might not be that hot a take. Like I think behavior and look of the discus seem like are, are discus or angelfish more aggressive? The angelfish just this is totally anecdotal, and I've never kept discus, but the angelfish just seem like more pure assholes. I feel like I've seen discus looking kind of chill. I've never seen angels looking chill to me. They always look like they could turn psychotic at any second. Uh, I have a male beta rubra holding eggs for the first time. Oh, congratulations! I'm waiting to do a fry swap with someone that has been doing the rubra, but I think their first spawn was like pretty small. Um, Jesse, angelfish are the easiest fish to sell other, especially high quality. Yeah, I mean, I think that's another thing is like I think LFSs and stuff could sell angelfishes. If we're talking like hobbyist club auctions and stuff, it's really gotta be special. I've seen so many angelfish go for pennies. Pennies. No one wants them. So it's definitely a market thing. Got to be the right place. Breeding Ultims and Discus go in the same category as, yeah, all the other super expensive fish that half the people that buy them to breed them never breed enough of them fast enough to really make their money back. Having places to buy your angelfish can take a while. Having places to buy, yeah, but once you have a good store, they pay that trust you, they pay for everything else. Yeah, I could see that. I think I'd be into like doing being one of those people that like keep discus in conditions that people say is impossible and terrible, and I'd love to do that. Dis Now here's the thing. I think angelfish appeal to me less, but I would say on average I've liked angelfish people more than I've liked discus people. And this is just totally casual, all in good fun generalizations. But the discus people have given me way more saltwater vibes, for sure. And I sometimes I've been to some places with some saltwater businesses and stuff, and they just got this used car salesman quality about them. And that's definitely one of the reasons why I just saltwater doesn't appeal to me. It definitely is partially just a vibe. The vibe of saltwater people is significantly less appealing to me. Uh, Now those, Steve, I'm gonna try the Ultims. I've never been a huge angelfish person, but they have always had a couple of high quality pairs because they're printing out $3 bills. Uh, Big Steve's glass boxes said elitist, and Big Jeff said 100% Big Steve. Yeah, I think that's basically how I feel. Like, yeah, that's one reason why I've liked working in film and video production and stuff, but like I kind of I hate camera people. I really do. They're the worst. They're the worst. But I mean, like I feel like anytime you work in anything, you start hating the people that work in it too. But it's really just not my vibe. Um, Maybe that's why I enjoy hanging out with fish people so much because I do think that they're a lot more my vibe. Freshwater fish people, to be precise. I really like the wild discus, but locally, every other strain slash more, so discus sells better. Where I never see the wild type. Yeah, I would be a wild discus person. I could see myself doing that. Sonny G said, if you have hate in your heart, let it out. Hey, like Jorge said the other day, if you're not hating, you ain't living. Okay? And I've said before, I'll enjoy just hating. So don't ever take anything I say too seriously because I just do it for the love of the game. I usually keep my angelfish turned off and yo, that's crazy. You turn them off. What you do? Put your grandma's feet up against the tank? Like just put a picture. No offense to your grandma's feet. Uh, I keep my angelfish turned off unless I need a bash. With the house being so hot lately, I can't stop them. Jeffro, the more I'm catching by like the wild types. Sonny G said the force is strong with this one. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I could have top Plagueis a thing or two. I do like wild type stuff in general. I think working with the wild type stuff to line breed them is also more appealing to me because you just get different looks. I like the more muted colors. I like the more pastels. Like it's just the more subtle stuff is kind of cool to me. Once you turn a fish totally bright red or something, it's kind of like, all right, there it is. It's red now. But it loses some contrast for me. I like things to look a little less clean, I guess. Like these mealworms. Uh, I did end up a wild type Medaka. I like variants of wild. You never know what will pop out or end dominant. Exactly. That's what's fun. That's what's fun. One second. I'm trying to change the views so we're not looking at mealworms forever. I mean, the mealworms are growing on me, in all honesty. They're growing on me because I'm hoping I can use them for something besides composting eventually, like a food. Their nutrition, it's not like their nutrition's worthless. It's just, you know, they're not going to be a staple for anything, I don't think. But if they can be a good conditioning tool, something that's nice and fatty, um, I think probably, if I had to guess, sometimes I wonder if aquarium foods are lacking too much fat. You know, it's just a thought. I know nothing about nutrition, but sometimes I'm like, there's a lot of different kinds of fats. You know, are all of them in these dried pellets? Maybe some live foods have some useful fats for reproduction in them. You know, it's just a thought. It's just a thought. Chickens like mealworms. I'm telling you guys, I don't know why all roads lead to chickens, but like, I peeped the propaganda, and I'm not gonna fall for it. But it does feel like everything in this hobby and in life leads to owning chickens. And it's disturbing to me. I don't like it. I feel like I feel like this is some serious propaganda. Wild betas like mealworms? Do you chop them up? Because so far it seems like a lot of things maybe can't eat them. Hey, I'm getting a real fry tank set up again. This is how I like it when the Daphnia start to get high enough production that they don't get eaten. Now, I don't have a bunch of fry in there, but this is one thing that I've been doing a lot is getting a good Daphnia colony and then turning it into a fry tank. And I've had it where like the Daphnia is super thick, and there actually was like a few fry in there, a decent amount. And I don't know if you're familiar with the Daphnia reproduction numbers, but it's pretty crazy. Like they really they get busy. Like they have kids as if they need to run a farm or something. They're looking for some extra hands. Like it's the good old days. I always throw out pounds of water lettuce and not thought about feeding it to terrestrial isopods. Hey, look, just give me the credit. I'm revolutionizing the wave. Okay, I got a giant dairy cow colony. I got the lavas. I got tons of isopods, and I only feed them plant cuttings for the most part. I'll throw some other stuff in there sometimes, but it's all water lettuce, um, duckweed, you name it. The mealworms, the terrestrial isopods, that's what they're getting. And I'm eyeing the white worms and grindle worms a little bit. I think I need to dry out. I think drying out the stuff first helps them eat it quicker. But I'm just trying to think the white worms might benefit from it. I was reading some papers on white worm, like the nutrition of them based on what they fed. I think one of the things they led on was like some kind of beer product, like some kind of barley or whatever thing that they're using. But basically, plant matter seemed to be a positive thing for the nutrition of the worms. So, what kind of water critter is that? Probably the Daphnia magna, I'm guessing. I can't have chickens though. We have too many coyotes and raccoons. Damn, just as the Barbaretta issue we moved here. Not so much now. When you gain some chickens, I'm not getting chickens, bro. I can't. I'm not. I can't. You have to put the line somewhere, you know. And it's just like I can't become a full. Look how green these. I'm pretty sure that's not a coal. Just I'm feeding them so much spirulina. I need to stop for a few days so I can see if I have any ugly yellow shrimp in there. I used to breed all kinds of rare chicken breeds. I missed them. I had a giant flock of guineas. I loved them. My wife hated the guinea. How do you take care of the problem? Two young goats need a new home. Picking up tomorrow. Aww. Yeah, I asked Jessica to come with me. I forgot she had something Sunday, but she was like, "Could we change the day so I can come with you?" I was like, "I don't want to change the day. We've been planning this for too long." But she really likes animals, so definitely got to take her up there sometime. Uh, Jesse, I also had a Tennessee fainting goats when lived on the farm. There's so much fun would follow us through the woods like dogs. I do feel like goats are one of those farm animals that seem to be on the potential pet list for people. It looked like, wait, what looked like a centipede? Oh, was that one of the aquatic isopods? Come on, man. How you in here not knowing about the isopods, bro? This is the isopod agenda headquarters. My better half doesn't like big birds. I mean, big birds are terrifying. Kind of makes sense to me. Kind of makes sense to me. I mean, would you like big birds if they looked like they're going to eat you? Because that's what they kind of look like to me. Oh my God. I wanted emus. The man knows what he wants. He knows what he wants. What could I say? He wants the emus. Well, what you gonna do? What are you going to freaking do? Okay, I lost my. There we go. I lived on this place called Glen Mary Farm in March. It was built in 1634. The owner was the lead attorney for the Retired NFL Players Association. He died and the farmer sold it. It was amazing. That sounds pretty cool. Big Bird just wants to be your friend. Oh, hell no. They beat the crap out of foxes and coyotes. You need a guard llama. Come on, man. I've heard that people do the guard llamas. They're supposed to be do a similar function to the dogs, I believe. I don't have a farm like you, so I don't actually know. Maryland, not March. Oh, Glen Mary Farm in Maryland. Okay, I have to look that up. That does sound pretty nice. There's a agricultural museum or something I saw was in Maryland that I want to go check out. I didn't. I didn't. It's kind of weird. Like there's a decent amount of agriculture stuff around here. I mean, we're not like Pennsylvania or some of the surrounding states or anything, but there's some stuff going on. Yeah, these yellows are exploding, man. Exploding. Let me move this polarizer. Let's see. Uh, Cheryl, mine isn't thrilled with them. She's just a quite cute. Now we're looking at a livestock guard dog. Come on, guard llama. It's kind of like an emu. They got long necks. Mine thinks chicken, turkey, and pheasant are tasty. Yeah, that could be a problem. Are the greens throwing a lot of coals washed you? Green. I don't have the greens, green neos at this point. I always have the yellows, but the yellows do look pretty green when you feed them spirulina, which is what I've been doing a lot of. Nick, there's a huge amount of information on it. It was the second deep water port in Maryland. The original carriage path went right by my house. The relics we used to find were crazy. Bro, that sounds awesome. That sounds really awesome. The weird part is I live in one of the most populated areas in the state, but raccoons and coyotes are very well acclimated to urban life. They're shisty. I don't want an animal that'll spit in my face. Do alpacas spit in the do they work? Do they also spit? Maybe you could do the alpacas. Guard alpaca? I'm just saying, man, a little bit of a weird guard animal could be kind of a fun mascot. Dogs, everyone like get a guard scorpion or something. I don't know. Guard dinosaur. They love spinning the face out. Great, fantastic, fantastic. I just pulled up the thing to look something up, and now I have no idea what it was I was gonna look up. Oh, a donkey. I misheard that. See, there's a good one. Because the donkeys, the ooh, what about a kangaroo? Guard kangaroo? Is that donkeys are so real. I've lived in a lot of places. Glenmary Farm was the coolest. I love history. That does sound cool. I'm a little jealous. A little jealous. No, they don't. Barbara and people don't hunt them in urban areas. No, they don't, and they can live on feral cats. Sad as it sounds. Damn, she won't allow that either. Oh my gosh, come on, live a little. Live a little. 24 karat magic in the air. I keep hearing that song when I look at these shrimp. I mix some strains here, but I know that's one of those 24 karat BS gold. The cassowary is straight up looking at, yeah, the cassowary bird or what, that it's not the one where it's like I just feel like you're committing suicide if you own one of those. Like they're just gonna kill you. Wild doggies are all over my work area. We have to watch for them and drive it to. Yo, you got wild assholes all over the place. It's crazy. I said 1634. I just looked and it was established in 1654. You lied to me. The story isn't cool anymore. Sorry. 20 years was the cutoff. Cassowary are the worst. Have you dealt with them? Man, is everyone out here a rancher but me? Like, you know how I got this mark on my eyebrow? The cassowary missed me by this much. What are the tiny little oval white things? Uh, hmm, where? Tiny oval white things. Oh, oh, the really tiny ones. Those are seed shrimp. Those are seed shrimp, I believe. Honestly, so one of the things I'm gonna add to my site is just a bunch of BS that people sometimes ask for, but almost no one like. People ask to buy like test snails and stuff all the time. I'm just gonna list a bunch of BS that maybe someone out there just for some reason needs Malaysian trumpet snails. I'm just gonna put it at the price where I would be willing to take the time to put it in a bag. And I thought about seed shrimp because I've had people ask me about sending them seed shrimp. Although you're just gonna get seed shrimp in your tank if you like put plants in it and don't have a billion fish. But people have asked me about it. I've thought about it. I've thought about it. Or, Phillips Fishworks has released that new premium bug bugs in a bag. It's now premium. It's got more species of tree. Sorry. Sorry. Oh man. I'm not gonna I like Phillips Fishworks, I do. Whenever I hate it, it's never hating on him, it's more hating on the fact that or just laughing at the fact that people are actually buying so much of this. It's crazy. But all in all, it's a positive direction in the hobby, so I think it's good. It's just that me personally, $30 for a bag of wet leaves plus $18 ground shipping or like not for me, but it does make you think like, man, I should just like list anything on my like I should list like I should list like I isopod compost. I gotta make the next fatherfish soil like isopod compost. Um, this is all my isopod poop. mixed with cocoa core and rotting duckweed. So just put this in your tank and cap it with sand. You know, or I should ground. I gotta grind up. I got the mealworm poop. I got the isopod poop. I got the. I'll get the black soldier like and just put that on there. Um, I was surprised if you go to Father Fish, he like does the recipe. Like there's you can see the recipe for his soil. I was surprised at how much bat guano was in that. I mean, there's like three different kinds of poop. It really gets you thinking. Like maybe I'm going about this hobby all the wrong way. Like okay, want to do it for fun, want to fund the hobby, but like maybe I'm not thinking about the things people are willing to buy. Like you start like looking around the room and you just see stuff that like to you is like literally garbage, or you're just like, I mean, if people want it, I guess just list it at the price I'd be willing to ship it at. I think my isobots came from Nick on Reddit. What's your username? I'll check. I'm in my tanks on Reddit. Unless you got them like years and years and years ago. I don't think Conrad's listed on Reddit in a long time, but I think you're right though, because I think I remember first talking to you on Reddit. Jeff and Dave were talking tonight about how people sell duckweed on eBay. No, I mean people. If you think about it though, like if you don't have duckweed and you specifically want it at a specific time and you don't feel, I bought them about a year and a half ago. Yeah, yeah, I was selling them then. I think I also purchased Nick on Reddit, a double order and a double order from his eBay. Fool I am. That's hilarious. I use the same usernames across everything, and people still ask me, "Is this you? Are you the same one on YouTube?" I haven't seen the Tetris eating them. Just wondering if it's worth moving them to another tank. Oh, does anything eat seed shrimp? Yeah, yeah. Stuff eats seed shrimp. You need more micro predators like the Elosoma type thing, Scarlet Batis type thing. Uh, I've used a pipette and a turkey basted seed shrimp into tanks. Things definitely eat them, but yeah, maybe it's Tetras might not be into them if they're large enough and well fed. I think those videos of people using feeder rings with duckweed and water lettuce made a lot of people want duckweed and end up regretting it later. Yeah. Do you think Sparkly and Grommy would eat them? I mean, personally, I would think that they would eat some for sure. But the best way to find out, get a turkey baster, baste them in. Why not? Try it. Why not? I only really see them pop up this much in the isopod and shrimp tanks, and usually as I add in more fry, their population decreases. So I think they're potentially a good, variety is the spice of life. I think they're a good little live food to add into things. Sparkling Grommy spit like archers? I don't think so, but I think I read that other Grommy supposedly can or do like the dwarf blues and stuff. I think I read that somewhere. Jesse, that's neat. The guy who owned the farm was the son-in-law of Arthur Godfrey, who's one of Roy Rogers' best friends. Crazy small world. Wow. One of Roy's triggers came from the farm I live on. Oh wow. I think my chili reservoir. Yeah, I think the chili reservoir would eat them. The chili reservoirs are true micro predators. They're actually kind of savages. That they will try and eat a lot of things that are alive. I would definitely think the chilies would do it. Definitely. Um, but yeah, no, people. I do think you're right about that with people in duckweed. But I mean, it's like I get it. I've bought Malaysian trumpet snow before, so like I totally get it. If you don't have something and you want it for sure, then the only way is to buy it. yes, it'll eventually probably show up. But if you're looking for something to buy and you're impatient, you gotta whatever makes you happy in this world. I've definitely done that before. There weren't even detritus worms in the yeah. No, the chili reservoirs are they're real micro predators. I think um guys, I haven't fully gone on this, but I'm telling you, the next best alive food is springtails. They're so easy to culture, and fish love them. My chili reservoirs love eating the springtails. All the killifish and top dwelling fish and stuff. And there's different size springtails for different size fish. I mean, I've been doing the orange ones. You know, my fish deserve the best, the fancy springtails. I've feed my fish the orange ones. But I think we'll be getting people are getting more into live foods and stuff as, seems like an easy way to benefit the fish. And I really think springtails are a nice culture to add to your room. It takes almost zero effort, and it's really fun watching the fish eat them. I think that it's another one of those foods that a lot of fish do probably eat. I went to the park and I was trying to culture them, but I found a bunch of those like purple rounder springtails that live on top of the water. And I was trying to culture them, but I lost my focus on that, got it mixed up. But if you go to water, like there's springtails by the water, falling on the water and stuff. There's all sorts of bugs. So I think that's one thing. It's like, okay, a lot of fish are eating, they rely entirely on bugs falling into the water for food, or a large majority of their diet. So, we got these worms and stuff, but like, okay, more variety. I think springtails are a good little ingredient to add to the mix. Literally something that would fall into the water that's hydrophobic, and the fish, they go for it. They really like it. The owner of the property invited me to Thanksgiving once, guys, was all these NFL players. So that's cool. Most travelers are very optimistic. They're trying to say anything they can fit. Man, it's funny they cleared out the detritus worms too. The chilies are brutal. I need a nap. Everyone have a good night. Hey, good night, Jeff. Thanks for hanging out. Jeff, good night. I'm confused. I was told you're a vampire. Jeff, I have Moonlight, Pearl, Sparkling, Opaline, and Paradise. None of those spit that I've seen. Yeah, and I mean, I think to even have seen them, I think the only things I think you to see them spit, you'd have to have them in the conditions required for that. So you would need them to be aiming at like a bug or something outside of the water, I believe, to have a chance at seeing them spit. That's my understanding. Um, Oops, I didn't mean to turn that on. You gotta tempt them with springtails. I mean, maybe. I just accidentally turned the lights on when I meant to turn them off, and then my thing's not turning them back off. Oh, I'm sorry, fish. I'm sorry. I'm ruining your sleep. Let's see. I'm gonna hit the button manually real quick. If I can remember where it is. No, it's not there. Huh. Nick, most oysters are really good at spraying their owners. They learn to do it so quickly. Really? I had not seen that. I have tiny powder blue springtails. They're fully aquatic and haven't had luck culturing them anything other than the surface of the fish tanks. That's another thing about the springtails is you can have them become like a self-sustaining culture that is always there, and some fish will learn to hunt them down when they get hungry. So it is nice. It is nice for that. Bro, why is this thing not listening to me? Whew. You're gonna send me all the info you know about this farm, bro. How did bet you spend on MTS and how much did they end up selling you? I mean, I haven't sold any MTS recently, but I've been thinking about trying. I don't remember how much they cost. They're not usually very expensive. Usually you can spend like 10, 20 bucks and some sucker will send you like 3 billion. Seriously, like the people that sell those things, they just they empty the bucket out into the bag. They when I went to Frank Cowherd's place, he had a tank where he mass bred the Malaysian trumpet snails. It was a bare bottom tank, I know, and the ground was just moving. It was just moving. The ground was just made of them. And if he needed to send them off to anyone, he could just do a little scoop, and suddenly there it goes. You got like a billion. I'm trying to like figure out why all my lights are still on, even though I turned them off. What's your substrate? Malaysian trumpet snails. Exactly. Exactly. All right. Okay, okay. Did you tell him how he was max breeding them like that? I assume just feeding them. Are your pea puffers eating the Malaysian trumpet snails? Because I can't tell if mine are eating them or not. But honestly, for pea puffers, I'm kind of moving away for snails. Snails are kind of they're not the best food to me. I'm trying to move away, feed my pea puffers some other things when I can. I'm not feeling the peas these days. Sorry, I'm not feeling the snails. Yeah, they get live brine shrimp, but still want the snails daily. Oh my gosh. Wife's never cared about fish, wants to do a big pea puffer tank. She absolutely loves them. Yeah, pea puffers. I'm trying to breed them soon. I had fries at one point, so I've seen the light at the end of the tunnel. I just gotta go down there. To be fair, it's a lot of peas. Yeah, everyone wants a big group of peas. I mean, that's one where at least if it's alive, they're all gonna eat it. So, got a lot of options. I can't figure out like which outlet is powering all these lights that are on. No. Like I thought it was this one across the room, but it's not. And I'm just so confused as to how I could possibly not remember this correctly. All right, you guys, you tell me from across the room if the lights turn off when I do this. Ah, what is this? There we go. There we go. Heck, You picked up some rainbow darters. How are those doing? Oh, they're doing great. I think I need to set up a spawning tray for them. One of the males is colored up and is quite incredible, honestly. We'll have to do a review. I'll set up absolutely anything she wants. Yeah, if my girlfriend suddenly wanted fish, it would happen yesterday. We love a spouse interested in the hobby. Yeah, wouldn't it be nice? My ex was into monster fish. Dude at bass in his room was always trashing around wanting food. That's fucking terrible. That's trash. She's not into animals like me, been super supportive for 31 years now. She must be insane. Sometimes, the crazy ones are the best. 31 years. That says a lot. All right, guys. Truly, this has been a nice little hangout session. I was tired when we started. I have no idea. Um, William, I'll let you know when I find out the answer to that question. I have no idea why I'm still awake, why I'm still going, but it's a testament to our enjoyment of each other's company. It's also a testament to even when I am exhausted, I cannot shut up. So, our powers combined, this ended up being a great stream. I've had a nice time. I almost didn't stream because I was like, oh, I'm so tired, and maybe I'll regret staying up this late tomorrow because getting myself together for this thing with Jesse is weighing on me. Catching all the fish is definitely. I'm filming everything. Like I'm like, oh my gosh, driving there, but it's gonna be worth it. It's gonna be fun. I'm excited for you guys to see everything. I'm trying to capture the fish room in its full glory for everyone at home. Get some nice footage and stuff. Uh, Sunny G said, thanks, Nick. No, thank you for hanging out, man. The only fish my husband's interested in is called the bristle nose. It's funny. Yep, I'm going to visit Jesse's place this weekend. I'm gonna film some stuff, do a little fish room tour action. My wife loves Galaris. Worries are her favorite. Great taste. Great taste. It's always fun, Nick. Good night. Thanks. Always nice chatting with you too, Barbara. Thank you, Barbara. Jeffro, yes, closing time. Mod in Chief, Futu Bird, Sunny G, stopping by. Thank you. Christopher Junkin dropped a lot of information, a lot of knowledge, a lot of kind words tonight. Thank you very much for hanging out. I gotta look up that farm after the stream for sure. Cheryl, yeah, Barbara, Jesse, of course, holding it down. You know, we're gonna make a movie. It's gonna be fun Sunday. Pause. No freaky. William Justice, of course. Thank you. You were first. Now you're here till the end. Last. Until the end. Last. And you know what's kind of funny? Like usually when I scroll up, I'm finding a lot of new names and stuff. But like a lot of the people that have been active have just been active all night in the chat. So like, thank you guys. It's been very fun hanging out. It, if it's entertaining for you guys to say things and I respond and keep talking, good, because it's entertaining for me. This is this is my best part of the entire day. Jorge, appreciate you stopping by, and of course Jeff, Big Steve, the biggest, most hottest up and coming breeder. Yeah, she's 2 a.m. When I get my low, I brought 3 extra males. They're always together. Add a female P ward. That's smart. I needed the extra. Yeah, man. As soon as you got more of those, I'll send my whole entire life savings. Jorge said, "My pleasure." Yes, thank you, old man. It was a good time. I'm gonna have to set up a debate with Jorge soon. That's what I'm gonna do right after. I got plans. I got plans for next week. We gotta do a video by the end of July. We got to. I'm gonna do my best. It's gonna kill me, but I'm gonna do my best. William said your streams are a great mix of informational than just chilling and talking fish. I appreciate it. We get the information we want. We drop some gems. Maybe someone hops in on the Discord. You just never know. You just gotta watch the whole stream just in case we say something cool. My wife and I were watching Takashi Yamamo, and she hit me with the "What don't your takes look like?" Oh, that's the worst thing when you're in like a hobby and people say that. That's funny. That's funny. Okay, okay. Guys, I'm going to sleep. You guys should probably go to sleep, most of you. And we'll hang out soon. Probably won't stream until after Jesse's, so maybe Tuesday or something. 'Cause I'll be recovering Monday. We'll be back, and there'll be hopefully a video this month. Maybe it'll be the fish room tour with Jesse. That'd be cool. Some people will be mad at me. It's not the next Isopod video, but there's some complications. I'm waiting on getting some last footage stuff for the Lurcius Brachiosaurus video, but I haven't forgotten. So everyone, it's been fun. It's been good. It's been great, even wonderful, maybe fantastic at moments. And as I'm laying to bed with my eyes closed, thinking back on how I felt during this stream, and I'm getting the smile on my face, the words are coming to my mind, just coming to my mind, just an absolute smith with the vocabulary, with the diction, with the lexicon. Suddenly, I find myself thinking that perhaps the stream was even excellent. And then I remember it's because this has been a good night with you, but it's also been in my tanks. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun. Out.